Heads and tails in full effect, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to it. I'm your host with the most, Brian Black. As always, I'm not rolling alone. I'm with my brother, my compadre,
Yep.
DJ Wax. Say Wax.
Hola mpicham.
Shabunja Ntogi.
Zizo.
Omnandi.
Yeah, man. Everything's good.
Reeling off DJ Claude.
Yeah, man. The DJ clot was nice and juicy, yeah?
Man. What a G, yeah?
Yo, brah. The knowledge of music.
My
yeah.
man.
The
Like,
knowledge.
and that's the feedback that, we're getting. Like, people are like, the knowledge, this guy, man, is so knowledgeable in this thing, man, yeah? And I really, really respect him for just taking the time out, man, because he's a busy man,
Yeah.
And he came and he hung out with us. We went partying with him. It was dope, man,
Yeah. Like the old times.
Like the old times. It felt like the old times, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But yeah, we're here. Guys, before we can go anywhere, we're still pushing our initiative, guys. Thanks to all those that have been responding with our school shoes initiative. Remember, you can just inbox us, any of us. You can inbox Wax, you can inbox myself, Oswald Kid.
The show, yeah. Or you can just hit it straight to the show.
To the show, yeah.
You can use the show social media platforms.
Yeah.
It's Wax_TV, but it's WVX_TV.
Yeah, man. So yeah, we are still collecting those shoes, guys. Winter is fast approaching, so we would like to donate a considerable amount of shoes to those deserving. And like we said, we're gonna be very open about it. Everyone will know where the shoes are going. So please keep sending those shoes. We appreciate the love and support. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But let's move on to today's this episode's business. Another legendary DJ that has come to pay us a visit. We are super excited to have this guy. I mean, we've been trying to get this guy for some time, but life happens. We couldn't get him, but finally he is here, and I'm so excited to have him. He's been at the forefront of this house music thing, in fact, from day one. Very instrumental in making sure that the East Rand yakupuga when it comes to DJing, and obviously the influence is spread across the country. And he's an entrepreneur, he's a father, he is a friend, and I am proud. Obviously a DJ, I'm proud to present to you a good friend of ours, ladies and gentlemen, in the house, DJ Koti. Exe,
Buddy,
finally,
bra
Koti.
DJ Koti.
Shapuzet.
Ni right njani?
Friend,
Too much.
before we go anywhere, mfana, welcome to Heads and Tails, mfana. Igama lakho lamampela konjubani?
Themba Gubega, Kevin, DJ.
Oh, Kevin.
Yango
Igama
Kevin.
lasisikela.
No, this is Kelly. Should I speak English? But I don't.
Hlanganisa noma yini.
Okay, my real name is Themba Kevin Gubega.
Thank you.
Yebo,
Born and raised at Katlehong.
obvious.
Yeah.
Natal Sprite Hospital.
Yeah.
Yes.
How many years ago?
Hey, dog. It's about 40. Yeah, 40 something.
Yeah, lapho go 40.
Somewhere go 40.
Dallas Con.
Dalukuhla mfana. Yeah.
Hey, Dallas Peter, dog. Yeah.
In fact, what's the last song you listened to before you came here?
The last song I listened before I came, unfortunately that I'm with a good friend of mine, and who listens to most your R&B hip hop. But the last song, in terms of me, it was Dogozo Mbambo, Ngwele.
Ntokozo Mbambo Ncwe.
Yes.
Any reason why you chose to listen to that song?
Right now we just need to be spiritual, guys. I don't wanna lie. Like anything, I mean, I don't listen to piano at home. We write a groove in. I don't listen to your house. It's just that sometimes you just just to I calm myself down with gospel music. Since I'm a church guy.
Yeah, church guy.
How define it, Lapo?
Yeah.
What's a church guy?
A church guy is someone who appreciates God, And a church guy is someone who understands that you need to respect people, you need to be humble, you need to also understand that people are just going through a lot. Yes.
So is that it? So you are very intentional about listening to
Yes,
gospel, ne?
yes, very.
Yeah.
And it's emotional to me. It's not like I listen to gospel like, example, you going and listen to some house. No. With me, gospel, it means a lot to me. Yes.
Okay, I like that. Born in the 70s, right?
Yeah.
Obvious.
Before ubalekela lapho manje usonta va
No. I'm a good member of St. John. Kabab Masango is prayed. Katlehong, the biggest.
So every Sunday you are.
Not
Almost.
every Sunday. Not every. I can go on Wednesday. I can go. You know what? I can go on Wednesday. I can go every day in the morning at 5. If I felt like the motto is you need to pray to something at the end of the day, and even if you feel like there's something as in life, you need to know where to. Like I know right now, if no man ngapuma feeling at tomorrow right, I can go to that church 5 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Ini Catholic, evangelist.
It's Catholic.
Catholic.
Yes.
Umrom.
No. Why I'm saying it's Catholic. I need to call it. Yeah, man. Yes, Pucho. Yeah. But it's not. No. Calling is Pucho. I thought good man it's apostolic.
Oh, apostolic.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
so you shaya impahla zakhona vele or
I've got a full uniform. I'll send it
nice
to you so then you can post.
Yeah.
That's why you were calling me. It's one of the blessings.
Yeah.
There are so many classic DJs. There are so many old school DJs. But the reason that you called, it's one of the blessings.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you for coming.
it's a blessing to us as well.
Yeah,
because
man.
Yes, that's God.
we actually have been looking for this guy for a minute.
For a minute, right?
It's been. I remember you called me. I at that time I was just working at Deben.
Yeah.
And like Saturday, I'm like, no, guys, now Saturday. No. But unfortunately, I was busy at that time. Busy, Pulwa. And then it took me months. I remember I had to come back and work. It took me about 4 or 5 months to be here. It means your schedule also it's busy. Yes.
Yeah. No, man, thank you for taking the time. So, yeah, like we're saying, man, born in the 70s, Katlehong. Angazi noma iKatlehong inama section na.
Yeah, Mtlong section next to Eskaleni. Yeah.
So, apart from wena, Katlehong konje, what are the other, it doesn't necessarily have to be DJs. I believe who Reason is from Katlehong.
Yes, Reason is a good friend of mine. He knows.
Oh, nice. And then other DJs that are from that side?
No. We've got a lot. Remember, he sprayed, produced most commercial DJs.
Yeah.
Unlike Soweto, it was a bit of a deep side. But this sprayed, we had a lot of DJs. We had your Sko, we had your Tsukolo, you had your Zinyo.
Yeah, shout out to
Vava, you had your so many guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you still keep in touch, no, Vava?
We are strong.
Yeah.
There's nice thing about older generation is that most of us as a generation, we respected each other. We loved music. And then not today. That's when we met, we hug each other because there was nothing else to talk about. But by then, we didn't have your problems, like today's problems where you have marital problems or whatever. It was all about music. So when we meet Summer Chance, it's all about music.
Mara wena vele nje unjalo wena, you're always happy to see ama DJs. I mean, I've run into you Mapatini and it's like, hey, you're always happy to see Amachita.
No, I'm glad for Amachita because remember we grew up we grew up in times where the music scene was not as famous as now. The music scene was very difficult. Remember my grandmother used to tell me, like, people didn't understand what we were doing. But thanks to you guys, we met through those times. And then celebrate. All of us, we wanted to achieve the same goal. We love music. There was nothing else. We didn't even aware. We were not even aware at that time that we were celebrities. Then there was celebrity vega man, Japan.
Yeah, tall. Katlehong ne growing up kara. Ekani ningaki. Do you have brothers and sisters?
I've got my sister. I'm 20 years. Yes, I thought I'm the only one, first and last.
Also need two ekhaya.
Yeah, I can see two.
Oh.
But if family is broad,
Yeah.
including Zinyo, is part of my family.
Oh, so
Yeah.
you guys are related.
Cousin yakho ne?
Yeah, Zinyo, mama mama ke.
Yeah.
They're sisters.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, so you guys are cousins.
Yeah, mama Zinyo, mkhulu wam, but she passed away lately. May her soul rest in peace.
May soul rest in peace, man. Eish,
But that's one of the things that.
Wow, man.
Yeah,
Zinyo no Koti ba related.
We are related closely.
Yeah, man, these guys are always together back then.
Yeah. Suppose now it makes sense because it never used to make sense back then. lazy, well,
yeah, no. Like, but at that time we never used that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
we were DJs, isn't she?
Ne? Nice one, man.
Usko and I were part of the crew.
Sto is part of us, dog.
Yeah.
When we speak about Zinyo, including Cleo.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Cleo, Zinyo, we were a group.
Yeah.
Like I said, remember, East was most about commercial. That's why Cleo doesn't do deep. You understand? People who with Cleo, they were doing me, Cleo, Zinyo, Sto.
Yeah.
You know, most of the guys at East, Bebase YFM, we were doing just commercial.
Yeah.
And then let me put it in this way. Deep House was mainly from Amachita Soweto, your China, your Mbuso, your Claude, your Toxin. But most of them, they was just playing your Deep House. But Tina, we were just doing commercial. Tina like Tina was funny dusty.
Yeah. Ziwe.
Yeah, like gang as East, it was about to go. Ziwe. Boom.
Ne?
Yes.
Manje ukhulela yeah, mawukhula like ekhaya are you from a musical family? Ekhaya beculwa beku was the music ekhaya?
When I go back to my genes, like my mom, she was not a DJ per se, but masengilandelela ngitracer from kuyo she was one person who back then she used to buy abo Shelly Brown.
Oh.
And she was the one begathanda music.
Collective music.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's not like maybe it's like my mom, but by then begana DJ maybe.
Yeah. So you
maybe my mom bega DJ go family.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I took it from there.
Okay.
Yes, because na mangkhula bayangitshela ukuthi no, when yo mesithi bothanda ukuthatha ama record nomncane. DJ ngaso sikhathi bekwama Wi-Fi yakho Wi-Fi le Wi-Fi internet
yeah
bekubiza ni Wi-Fi
i-Wi-Fi
yeah so I could say I took it from my mom
because kahle in a hi-fi system
yes but mina music wise was born with that
okay so apart from music ekhaya when mawusise intwana was there anything that you hoped you were going to be mawkhula?
Tina, talk, remember, Tina, we were the first generation.
Yeah.
From the generation, yabo, nothing.
Yeah.
So, when I grow up, I want to be a doctor, a nurse, what. No, we're just a generation after the first generation years into technology. So, Tina, I don't remember me growing up wanting to be a doctor or a police. The only thing I knew it was music. And I remember music I started when I was young. Yeah.
Okay. But by that you mean DJ or just collecting music?
I never collected music. I started being a DJ, but with me, my mom was a DJ, but not a DJ, a family DJ.
Yeah.
So I was told, yo, turn the music, but bungana didn't good managing we are somewhere.
Yeah.
But it was just music.
Yeah.
Yes. Me, but it's not me.
Yeah.
But
oh, okay. So at that time, was it umama maka DJ mhlawumbe uhlala next to her now uyayenza?
That's what they're saying. I was young at that time. I think I was 3, 4.
So by then, did you have an idea more or less ukuthi mhlawumbe this is something ongayenza as a career?
Not exactly. Remember, I always tell people that being a DJ, it was not something that was planned. I was a guy who was growing up. I'm the first guy.
Yeah.
Like music was there. I remember from early age before DJing, I used to go to Joburg, Small Street. and then I met Oskido.
A small.
Yeah, small.
Lapha ngase Carlton Center.
Yeah. She used to sell
Ama cassette.
cassette.
Yeah.
Abombizo. No, Oskido was selling Mbizo. Mbizo 1. I would buy that and go back home. By that time, I was alone. You understand? And then moving to next weekends, I was introduced to Arena where I met Uvin. But that time, I was not a DJ.
But surely then there was also we teenager then, ne?
Yeah, at that time. But I was still at school.
Yeah, we teenage. What? 13, 14.
Yes. But then I started, like, wow, there's this guy. I didn't even know that was Oskido.
Yeah.
I loved music.
Yeah.
And then I would buy cassettes.
But how do you get to know Uguti, there's something like that is small street?
There was a club called Arena, if you remember very well.
Hillbro, yeah.
Yeah, Hillbro. Not a Hillbro. Small. Oskido was not selling a Hillbro.
No, but I need to the club.
The club was
Yeah.
Club Arena ngit base hill bro.
Unless it's a different club, not
No,
Arena.
yeah, Arena was bese Hillbro, but beslige small tina. Mawusuke spread bokibele north.
Yeah.
Ufike lapho. Remember ngithi ngalsikhathi usithanda nestash.
Yeah.
Sit outfitters.
Yeah.
So moye Jozi bonga yeJozi for Jozi.
Yeah.
You wanted to
Ukudlula indaweni.
Yeah, ubheka indawo before
you buy All Star City Outfitter, you buy ama cassette.
Yeah, I remember ngisuke cheapy. We go
a small.
A small Oskido was somewhere there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
First, second time, like, I went. And I remember that guy, Oskido, there was no radio that's playing.
Yeah, I push a number.
Yeah, Oskido would say, this is Mbizo 1.
But is there anyone who work director? What
Nobody.
Wavele waziyela njera
No, it happened.
wathola ababhayisi number what
And then I introduced so many people that.
So manje mawuzithola le number bowuzibhaya wena just to keep them or udlalele namajensi kazi.
Remember, I loved music. I didn't know that at that time I was gonna be DJ. I would just buy. Ngibuye kazi and then ngibiza amachimbo swami sidlala Robin S sidlale nje kube mnandi. At that time I didn't know that I was gonna be a DJ.
Yeah.
But along the line it grew in me that okay, fine, there's an opportunity of making money besides listening to music.
Yeah.
And I recruited the whole team that, you know, kona ma-gents man sekasi man in Mamelo Music uba recruit guys. But most of them, there was a good friend of mine, Utabo. He passed away. May his soul rest in peace. But that guy was the guy that he started with me when I said, "Asklangane, skip ama 30 rand or ama 15 rand to buy that cassette." And he believed in me, and we started contributing. Unfortunately, he never got to be a DJ. Along the line, he just took left.
Yeah.
And
so sekushiya manje painting uphethe lo music obhaya. Who told you about the Arena kutama? Ongayara.
I think Arena it was actually later on because Begu ne Razzmatazz before there was the Arena.
But the Arena was a day vibe, if you remember very well.
Yeah, ne Razzmatazz was also a day vibe.
No, Razzmatazz was not part of day vibe.
No, it was. So yes, we went
But when bonga Razzmatazz.
So you didn't go Raz when?
Raz on nightlife, guys.
No, it did both. Yes, we went
unless it was way before me.
Yes, must phuma ngobu 6. Kuyavala kuyaclean bese kungena abasebusuku.
I think the
club.
Most of them that was the
maybe
operandi.
Yeah, maybe I'll tell my story. I'm not sure whether.
Yeah, maybe I'll
remember there was Arena. Arena was the school thing.
Yeah.
Arena we used to go there. Bele proposal.
Yes.
Arena would go there. Galuvini, your Oskido, your whoever. At that time, but it was a day vibe.
Yeah.
Ngabuma 5
you
understand? And then after Arena, it's a generation as Arena, sorry, it's generation as Arena. And then after that, there was a lit club.
Yeah.
Lezans,
yeah, in Zans when you minamangiti cultin benkolmange lit club. And then there was lit club. And then lit club, Arena was down at that time. Abo Sylvester lo Trenda
So
manje
yeah,
basibamba
sure.
inkunzi bathatha ama-chain
A small street.
a small street. You understand?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Sure.
But Tina, I remember ukuthi mina ngikhulumela mina, I'm not sure, maybe I might not be right. But like you said, Doc, arena.
Yeah.
Arena, we used to go there, sibe esikolweni
Yeah.
Saturday
school.
And then you asked me a good question. Who introduced me to
The array.
Saturday school?
So my Saturday school khona zoti bafethu ngelunch
Siyawala.
asiyeni.
Yeah, but I would go there not knowing ukuthi
Kwenzakala.
kwenzakala. You get there, but when you love music, you go there and listen. Abovini bebadlala emini.
Yeah.
Ask uvini nohlangana naye Dog.
Yeah.
Bebadlala emini 6 o'clock yavala club siyaphuma sekhaya.
Nekhaya.
Nightlife, we were young by then.
Yeah.
So ukuthi ntambama yavula rabavuli, I didn't know.
Yeah.
But when arena closed, we would go to arena yavalwa saya ku hip hop ngaba umrap.
Yeah.
And I was the only rapper who was not wearing Kalkal. If you remember that brand.
Kalkana.
Yeah.
Kalkal.
I was the only guy who would go to the club agqoke school shoes
Yeah.
with the trouser.
Yes, scared.
Yeah, yes, a scale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Busha uniform.
Mina bengisha inform. Remember ngithi ngibe ekhaya.
Yeah.
So these guys, Abu Dollar, Rashid,
Yes.
your hidden force by then.
Bradley,
Bradley,
yeah.
are you okay? Bradley, yeah, I'll go there. I would go there in a school uniform.
Yeah.
Later, I would start buying refinals. So Bradley sold me Brandy, the boy is mine.
Yeah.
And I remember the boy is mine at that time was the
hit.
the boy is mine, the boy is mine. So yeah, he hit a location and that track it's big location. So I bought that vinyl.
Yeah.
So you remember they used to give us plastics.
Yeah.
Abo Bradley. When I get mangicela ukuhlika nje esibhedlela Casselam take off the plastic. And uprenda ungaka. I want uprenda ungaka ku vinyl.
Ungena sulubambe kanje.
You'll keep plastic baba.
Yeah.
Women must see ukuthi uphethe uprendi. That thing Doc was, remember vinyls where you Aretha Franklin and what. So we were a generation that introduced vinyls ku level abo prendi.
Yeah.
Abo banbani. So imagine uphethe vinyl ka prendi and you know ukuthi nobody knows ukuthi uprendi release vinyl. That's how we were so exclusive.
I see it 2 steps back, ne? 2 steps back. So, I think you had made a decision at an early age to so fun by DJ. Yabon. I think ungaba ne career in DJ, collect music ne out yakho, uyawubhala music lona, right? So ne idea nyana so hamba ne arena, right? But ekhaya obviously they've got dreams and aspirations for you. And good, yeah, well, siyabona DJ, but how did you go back home and convince them to fun by DJ?
Remember, at that time, teaching didn't exist.
Yeah.
It didn't exist, I think.
Yeah.
So you would never go home and say, this is what I want to do. People didn't understand even the DJing, good you can make money out of it.
Yeah.
There were no DJs at that time. But about Tsimi, I would never say Tsimi. There were the late TZ, Basse Sprayed.
Yeah.
But those guys were not mixing. They were just playing vinyls. Lama vinyls are corner.
Upra Chok? DJ Chok?
At that time, remember when I started, Upra Chok, it's part of my generation, Mangimbal. Mina. Because Upra
Really?
Chok, ufike ngekho, sathola nendleleni and then we move.
So
But bekengakaqali back then.
yeah.
Kanjani?
Bekengakaqala ukudlala Upra Chok
No,
back
no,
then.
besekadlala. I'm saying ukuthi mina ngimitanga as Upra Chok separate. I met Upra Chok as a DJ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A mixer.
Yes.
Unlike labantu ngitshela ngabo botabu nabo banibani.
Oh, labo intanga zakho lezo.
Yeah. Akusintanga zami. Those are the first generation. Those guys are the first generation.
So shuthi ke uthi kuye kwaqala uChok kwaba nalabantu babalayo, then came you guys.
Mamela njam. There was uChok from First Loras ngihlala Sprite angithi.
Okay.
And then Sprite, remember ubona la makhotmano wabonayo.
Yeah.
Utabu, TZ, all are the late.
Oh, yeah.
And then by the time sina start look DJ, if finally u start to understand lapho. But bebangal mix. You understand? At that time tina we using cassettes.
Stop and go.
You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah. Bebanga mix. So I was just using cassettes. And then along the line, I spoke to a cousin of mine, Zinyo, like, now my cassette. So we were given an opportunity. That's how all this thing of DJing started.
Yeah.
We were given an opportunity to DJ kitchen part. I don't know.
Yeah, my kitchen part.
Yeah. We were given an opportunity, a kitchen part.
Yeah.
But and then I remember we bought the first that cassette from Oskido.
Yeah.
A local.
Yeah.
Ready Boosa. That's when we started playing.
So it sound system beseni na or
no, techniques. I want my techniques
silver face.
Yeah, I'm a silver. There was nothing. It just I was on teacher. Still dining room, kitchen.
Yeah.
Dining room.
A window.
So, but then we didn't know that we were DJs, but we knew that we had music. So the guy Spalsamo Pito introduced us as a Kazuzan Jalel.
Yeah.
So Maso Lalap. I was also DJ.
Yeah.
And then upeti cassette, a cassette from Mosquito.
Yeah.
And then you start.
So now Prapito begekav guti ni collect music.
No,
That's why I choose it.
Yeah. So Prapito knew good we collecting music. Guys, that guy gave us the first opportunity in life.
Yeah. So that was your first gig.
Yeah, first ever.
Paying gig.
Not paying. We were young.
So we high five, we petty double deck.
Yeah, there was about my into my bass pin there. No, bass pin. It was music, started dining room, playing about table, ready boosa.
Yeah.
Ziwa, yeah. People started dancing and then everyone was like, yo, how you killed it yesterday? And then that's how it all started.
Oh.
Nice.
So you guys made a decision then, as in it like didn't as a.
But basically as a career or you just love music, man.
Yeah.
Like Tina Besienza, you could siyadlala next week. But this is, I must get money out of this thing.
Yeah.
You understand?
But manje behlala kanjani ekhaya, they know what you are doing this thing.
Yes, but my grandmother used to always, my grandmother used to say to me, like, kakubheka, angingokubheka.
Yeah.
At kakubheka, mntanama kaze kwaba nesgame. My grandmother thought ukuthi I'm a criminal because ngibuye ebusuku. And akunamuntu understand ukuthi buye ebusuku buya aphi. Ngapha mina ujamba ama-gate yabona so like akakhathita akaze kwaba nesigebengu akaze nje wena mfana wami kube nesigebengu
so magogo bekecanga ukuthi isigebengu
yeah remember lento kudija awazi nokuthi ngexplainela kanjani umuntu wa 19
because beka ka formalize at that time
at that time so nobody knows ukuthi uba uDJ so I would laugh ujaphe fence uyangena ulala phansi kitchen sikholo kulo jene uyavuka ekseni uyathethiswa but nobody awukunando ukuthi uzothi okay gogo ngicela ukubeka phansi I'm a DJ
because now we uzothi
like one thing I know I would go out and listen to Ganyan at that time I was not DJ by then adlala khamapu kunenye imonyana babiza khamaputheng so there every Sunday they would just
connect
music.
Yo.
Ganyani.
So how do you so but was kanjani ukuthi uGanyane was it on the flyer or something?
Remember ngithi bekungana ama flyer at that time.
Is it?
Yeah, you would go there boboni poster bebizi poster. Akunama flyer into siphala ngazo.
Yeah.
And then kune poster.
Ibhalwe DJ Ganyane.
Yeah, DJ Ganyane. Yeah, man yasha. At that time I was not a DJ. Yo, yasha. Ashai kana de ngoma le gogoto go jackknife.
Yeah.
And at that time, I'm young. You understand?
Did you? So I'm safe to assume Guti, you were inspired then Guti
But not to be a DJ, I knew I loved music in general. Not to be a DJ. Then
so when do you decide?
But then it's a case of Maubonu Kanyane. You're also thinking, I wanna be there.
This is great, but not this is great to be a DJ. This is great. This is what I listen to. This is what I love.
But you don't not to go to you want to play it.
Not exactly.
Okay.
Not a good like remember guys, DJ at that time was not like DJ man.
Yeah.
DJ was DJ. But I would love music. Would follow Kanyan. I would go in but remember ngalsikhathi bekuyitokfela
but
uGanyane udlala isiluma I would walk just to go and listen to that
Umlalele,
guy.
yeah.
And I think Ukayan Begale to our legendary Utsimi.
Okay.
Utsimi was the in thing at that time.
Utsimi out here sprayed.
Yes, a sprayed, but
Okay.
Ukanyan was a sprayed.
Oh, so na ibegedlala. So
shout
safe
out,
to
man.
say ukuthi DJ Tsimi is a legend yaseKasi when it comes
Yes,
to
at that time, but Ukanyan ungana TV ungana next. Like Utsimi Ukanyan was a sprayed.
Oh.
Ukanyani was a Soweto.
Okonje to usaphila.
Man,
Utsimi.
yeah, usaphila.
Oh.
He's dealing with right now. He's dealing. Usasebhizi ku sound, but ufaka lama sound of over 200,000, 2 million.
Okay.
Maybe izaba phezulu.
Okay.
But Utsimi was our Kanyani at that time.
Oh.
Yes.
So uyolethu
Ukanyani
utazodlala.
bane stokfela.
Okay.
Yeah, ulethu Kanyani azodlala. So mina I would go ngama Sunday.
Yeah. Shout out to DJ Tsimi.
Yeah,
before
before it's Swiss Sunday, there was a thing maybe it's Swiss Sunday. That thing would go and listen to Kanyani, like ngape, flyer.
What year is this?
Yo, dog. I'm not good with the years, but it's years back.
Yeah.
Even Kanyani, it's years back. Kanyani knows the story.
Yeah.
But it's years back.
When do you decide then, Guti, this is something engfuna ukuyenza?
Yeah, to be quite honest, I don't have that memory. It happened. I don't have that memory. Okay, now I decided I want to be DJ.
Yeah.
What happened is following all these cassettes things, recruiting a machita, and then I saw an opportunity. Because remember at that time, not everybody had music.
Yeah.
So now bongang busy, man, into la pidala music komnandi.
Oh yeah.
And then I started. That's how I started. Okay, cassette, and then people start calling you itokfela.
Yeah.
Ngoba usisithi uyadlala, usisanele uyadlala,
Yeah.
usisilungile uyadlala.
Yeah.
Yabona uzani zodlala bafana bami, but there was nothing.
There's no payment ngasesikhathi. Amakhekhe, hemero,
Not the dining room, dog. Like bakuvulile ifastere, wena ubheka abantu ngefastere ukuthi bayajive.
Yeah.
That's how it started.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
And then later, you like now so booking.
Yeah.
Umuntu 150, 100.
At the time wongena sound, ne?
Yeah, we didn't have sound.
Yeah, so mawuya lapho ya vele sekune sound when you shout.
Yeah, bakufake not even sound dog. Bakufake hayi lento yamanje, le yama bass beat. No. Mawufika lapho techniques nje.
Yeah.
Nama techniques mawukhumbula ama 3-way.
Yeah.
Ama techniques ayi-2 afakiwe. One ibeke khona, one ibeke khona, udlala dining room, you just play.
When then does the idea of outing collect ama record vinyl come into play?
Yeah, like the first record you ever bought.
First record to ever buy is Trumpets. It's funny.
Skiangengo.
Yeah, Skiangengo. That was my first vinyl.
Shout out to Trumpets for sure.
Yeah, like that was my first ever vinyl. And
What's up?
A hill pro la phezulu.
Look at this thing.
No. You need abo Vin.
How's Africa?
Yeah, it was Africa.
Yeah.
But we say hill pro by then.
Yeah.
That was my first.
What was that with Prawili, ne? I forgot what it's
No, that's Groove Records.
Not Groove Records.
Yeah, that's Groove Records.
First ever, it was House Africa.
It's a Koneni, so ne?
Phezulu le hill pro. Yeah.
Was it the corner house?
Yeah.
No. It was not a corner
that
house.
one. Oh, yeah.
It was a shop.
Yeah.
That's the first vinyl ever. Ngalthenga.
Who told you ukuthi kuthengiswa ama record?
Remember ngithi mawuqala. Remember vinyl ayifika ngathi. There's a vinyl and then somebody says to you, I don't remember who, but someone says to you, no, akhona lama vinyl manje. I remember dog. Hillpro was up there. I would walk and click it small in Kupu. Funana nestrata.
Yeah.
Put the address, somebody gave you an address.
Yeah.
Go up. Mawufika lapha.
Is that Pretoria Street lapha?
Yeah, it must be Pretoria Street.
Yeah, I remember it was somewhere Mawujika nje. That was the beginning of everything.
Yeah.
Then I met you guys.
Yeah.
I met Umbuso.
Yeah.
That was a generation that created everything that is happening today.
So collect my record manje, one man or no zing?
My first record I was alone, if I remember well. And then I remember there was a guy who was
Yeah.
Like that guy, I tried to groom him into music, but he wasn't
interested. Yeah.
And then I didn't meet Zinyo. Zinyo is cousin
yakho, yeah.
like dog singenza into so uyabona and then we started nosing it and we moved.
So benin music benin and a sound,
Yeah,
ne?
let me put it in that way.
Yeah. So mandlala obviously what places benidlala kuziphi indawo la
But remember back then bokungana into amaklap yamanje, it was kitchen party mshado, kitchen
Yeah.
party mshado.
There were more emajartini than
Yeah,
anything.
like intonyana zasemarjartini.
Yeah.
Yabona.
Lucky enough lanya khona sound is available
No,
nina ni shayinam.
No, remember we started buying bengana bass bin. Sound was cheaper because bengana ama bass bin.
Yeah.
Bengana power amp. Our first power amp we hybrid.
Yeah.
I understand it now. You know nothing about the sound. You're just playing when you just love music.
Yeah.
And then you know tama no thenga ipeaker siyazithenga sibena hybrid ama top 82 nje. Ngana into ama bass bin ama top 82 and then no zinyo. Yes.
Word starts getting around kaslako ukuthi kuno Koti. By the way, where does the name Koti come from?
The name Koti come from apparently my mom. There was a grandmother, same street langs are lokona bangibiza Koti Koti. Mina nguThemba.
Yeah.
Like mangibona athi Koti angazi why. That's how
Lahlala ligama, yeah.
lahlala like Koti bangibiza Koti nami ngazibiza Koti.
Yeah.
And then that's how we igama lady
Oh,
khona
like,
ngakhona.
yeah.
Yes.
So word around kaslako but Koti we are.
Remember there was X generation yam le ngikutshela ngayo.
Yeah. No, I know. I'm just making fun of you.
No, I'm just saying right, but abantu abadala.
So
Wena boyintwana ushayela.
At that time, ngimncane ngidijela abantu abadala,
Yeah.
abosisi, abosisithidi,
Yeah.
abo Paul, abo Tabanban, just a DJ. Ngapha uyaskola, ngapha uyabuya uyajump ama fence, ubuyela endlini, yabona? Yeah.
Ngapha bayakuthipha nokuba nenyuku ngapha amakhekhe.
No, at that time besinabo 150 yama vinyl.
Mara at least ukhona ukuthenga music.
Yeah. But most imali music besithenga ngemali omkhero.
Yeah, big imali.
Like no Zinyo besikera at that time bengikera 25 rand, no Zinyo kera 25 rand, 5 rand a day. Yo bahle abantu laba khona.
Ngakawule skela.
Yeah, ukawule scale ugawu Zinyo ichoko 25 rand ugawu Zinyo unka 25 rand I would go and then buy vinyls 10 rand ukibili record at that time was 40 bucks.
Yeah.
High le yabo ma 2000
Yeah.
man it was 40 rand the record.
Yeah.
So sibuya na one imagine you go there uthola ama big shack.
Yeah.
People were buying abo kanyana ukuthola ukanyana at that time you know like ukanyana umile lapha.
Thenga ama record serious.
Phuma ne abo kanyana even worse bebabanika bayolalela.
Yeah. Phinda buyisa
Abuyisa mangafuni remember ngithi.
Yes.
So when I just getting one record
Yeah.
go back home.
Hey mara ulthande lelo record. You
Yeah.
cherish it.
Yes, but now it became difficult maskula because now music yaqala.
Yeah, kumele ukhule and you don't have enough money.
Yeah, but the music might so mnandi. You want this, you want that. You want that, you want that. Uphethe ama record ay5 ufuna ukutshela uVini ukuthi Vini ngicela ungibekele.
Yeah.
But you remember ukuthi esanizokuthengela liwa.
Ngizothenga irecord eliwa.
Mawubeka 5 usazobuya uyothenga one.
Nibuya usawathola plastic.
But now what's the plan ke manje? Ngithi obviously so uyabona ukuthi isani yazi ukuthenga nale record eli1 kumele ngibe neplan ukuthi at least ngikhona ukuphuma na 3.
But remember ukuthi besingana plan. At that time you would buy a vinyl uhambe ekhaya mabuya balithengisele plastic. So we used to have Lord have mercy on me. More of you could tell ingoma uyithandayo ubuye nayo.
Yeah.
But remember we were growing also.
Yeah.
So 2 the pace is getting better. And then
But
Let's
seeing that your first record to buy was Ikwaito. So now sequence and all that, being able now to have to now buy more Kwaitos that you can play with that Kwaito. So I'm sure you started collecting a lot of Kwaito before you went into other sounds.
If I don't want to lie, I never had a specific music of like Abu Dola. Dola will compile hip hop. No, me, I was not like that. I would go to the shop, I had hip hop. We would buy, sometimes you would get angry. I would buy hip hop, I would buy R&B. njengoba ngisho the boys
Phethu
mind.
Yeah,
brand,
brand.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I was not specific. Like, I would go to the shop and then ngibheke, oh, there's Red Method, Redman and Method Man.
And then when a music video, yeah.
Yeah, ngicela ukuyibona. Adlale. Yeah, man, like, le hip hop yakudala, I will take that record. Cabanga sirecordediwa loze news to die. Sibuya ne house.
Sigcwalisa create.
Yeah, like ngibuye nale, but doc, why you put this, doc? You understand? That was an issue. It was not an issue with in specific, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But now, so manidlala manje kasi. Ni two, udlala no Zinyo.
Yeah, because and then we grew, kwaba no Chuckles, kwaba no Lando.
Yeah. Obviously, say ni krunyana, ni no music. Do you think, and I could be wrong by saying this, your big break came nguye YFM or was it still a gas?
No, but remember they also had Kasi FM.
Yeah, Kasi FM by then was not serious. You're right, Doc.
Yeah.
Wex, you're right. Kasi FM was, nobody understood radio.
Yeah.
Kasi FM. Kasi FM was like, everybody for an opportunity.
Yeah, because the radio.
But the break came in YFM.
YFM. Was it because of the mad half hour or did you just go there
Before,
with
no, we didn't even know the metaphor thing. Like, I remember the first guy to go YFM, it was Ovava.
Yeah. Shout out to
And then,
DJ Vav.
yeah,
Shout
Ovava
out,
went there and then came back, introduced us to. And never, like, you know, I always tell these young boys, we are a generation of people with good hearts. Like, we would plug each other.
Ayimfana inhliziyo bezivulekile.
You understand? We would plug each other. Like a dog.
Kune space la.
Ngitholi kwaito vina ngiphethe ma wheelies ungathola up now amanamba kama-10 call ma-10 you'll get Tina, we never had this thing like everything
yokuhoga yokulona
yeah, like
ukubambelela, you know.
We had an open heart. That's why today namhla isekhona ukuhlala lesikhaya asinama beef.
You know, UX talks about, you know, incidents where there would be mhlambe ni four nidlala endaweni ezi different but kunale number eyi-1 eyi-hit eninayo nonke, so umunye maqeda ukuyidlala kumele kubenzwe arrangement ukuthi bafethu Koti usadlala ngayo
No,
kumele lifike
besinganayo nonke. Remember ukuthi uma ufika shop you'll get example Africanism.
Yeah. So leyo kumele ni-share
Ufikile ma ufika uvini ubeke 2.
Yeah.
The rest asemabhekeni wabo mamajita.
Yes.
Ubeke 2, you take 1 and is the hit track. Remember that time there was in not a new town
Electric workshop.
Yeah, electric workshop. We are going to electric workshop weekend, and then there's ingoma ka bedlala Louis Vega. And everybody wants that song. And remember vinyls by then bonga fan na manje ukuthi eza at that time manje yours is the next month. So
Why Mesa?
Above they would distribute it in a way where so it one spread one. So more figure spread to by one, you become fortunate.
Yeah.
But with us, Amajita, none I'm trying to acknowledge is that you knew it. Of course, I'm the one who's having this vinyl.
Yeah.
Marmang figure. You give it to me.
Without a doubt.
Drop and
Yeah.
Without a
doubt. You know, belly rotate and we can take one. So if you telling 6 when I'm 7 years, 8 years,
Yeah.
each generation 8.
Yes.
You understand?
Koti manje at YFM. How did you get into YFM? Obviously sonke besizwa nge-radio ne I think my introduction to knowing ukuthi kuba nama-guest DJs akwazi ukudlala yo mix kwakuyi-mad half hour.
Yes.
Because I knew then ufresh ukuthi wayi-invite ama-DJs ukuthi azazodlala. With you wangena kanjani YFM? Was it through i-mad half hour or was yela nje YFM?
To be quite honest, all of us we went through Metaphor.
Yeah.
All of us.
Yeah.
But Mina, the first ever person in East to go YFM was Uvava.
Uvava, yeah.
And when Uvava introduced us, guys, go. So you asked me, at that time there were not a lot of DJs. And you asked me, Guti, for an example, how did I end up
getting to play
go on
Kama show.
And sometimes we'll get slots where if Fresh and Echo will recommend and
Yeah.
I'll play. Amachitapaya. Remember ukuthi eSoweto asicale njani. eSoweto ne-spread ne-east. We were playing two different music. YFM was for commercial. And eSoweto guys were playing deep music. Like Bonka Bombuso, China, Claude, you name them, but Toxin. Guyana was bit both and both.
In between.
Guyana was a guy with number, but in number is civilized.
Yeah.
But Abombuso
Civilized, I like that.
Yeah. Remember, Guyana were in between.
Yeah.
Abombuso, they would play in China, Nabo Claude, whoever. They were playing deep house at that time. So Guyana would play vocal house. Let me put it in that way, vocal.
Stuff is relatable, yeah.
Yeah, Mangit vocal, I think everybody will understand. And in the spread, we're not compromising. We're playing commercial.
Yeah.
East was playing commercial.
Yeah.
And there's YFM. YFM wants East. YFM is radio. YFM is commercial.
So you reckon YFM was drawn closer to Ama DJs? Well, they preferred Ama DJs as East Rand than our
No, not exactly, but they preferred commercial music.
Okay.
Let's say there's anybody so totally commercial.
Yeah.
So Tina, we were viable because we would play commercial. And any radio station wants commercial.
So do you think Ama competition YFM, a made half hour, the reason Ama DJs as East Rand would win so much is because they would play commercial?
Are you talking about DJ of the month or what?
Yeah, because I mean, remembering it big by charge.
Yes.
No.
Yes, that was.
You were one of the judges as well, ne?
No, I've never charged, but I have won.
Mara bobabona labo judge labo ukuthi
Not
abafowethu laba.
Not exactly. Tina, remember ukuthi ama judge bewaya ama top ban.
Yeah.
But before people were calling and
Yes.
So we were just playing commercial music now. That's why about DJ of the month, most amateurs spread took that crowd.
Because their focus was more on commercial music.
Yes, and remember, Mauza when I was a number.
Yeah.
And the radio is commercial.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how did you manage to stick around? Because I think you became, in my world, and Works, correct me if I'm wrong, the most popular DJ was the East Rand. Or why say YFM?
Yes, I want to put it in this way. Let's clarify this thing. Sometimes there are things that you don't even know what is Zaganjan. I can't say I was the best. I can't say it happened. Not extra thing than when. See for Ganje, asina yulanto sonke.
Yeah.
You might have an extra advantage through God or through ancestors. Maybe later it might turn we you can't be all good at the same time. At that time in Kazi YFM, I was just playing the music that people wanted to hear.
Yeah.
Even today.
Oh, so that's why you think a lot of the DJs YFM took a liking to you. This one can be our...
not even DJ listeners.
Yeah.
Uthanda my listener boy.
Yeah, not DJs. DJs will never love you. You're doing the same thing, Nabu DJ.
Yeah.
But it never got to a point where you became part of the staff. So say YFM.
Remember, good YFM, this is what happened. I remember Oskido tried to fight for us.
Yeah.
Good guys, these guys are doing well. See part. But the management was like, no, they're fine guesting there.
Oh.
They are just okay there. Yeah. That's why not today in Challenge. But people will ask me what happened between why Abu Ban there. I'm like, no. Agna reason. It was meant to happen exactly the way it happened. Because there was this competition, if you remember very well. New Town. Going to be in the event labor
Electric Workshop.
Yeah. DJ of the competition.
Yeah.
How do you mix Monde and Tira? Monde from it, Gauteng and Tira from 10. Tira is playing commercial, Monde is playing Monday was not playing deep, but was not playing commercial also. Was in between. So how do you mix those people? While there's us, and the saddest part is that besihlala namajita kanje ku production studio, production rooms clearly, and nobody will tell you tomorrow there's a competition. Call whoever. Well, we have to say now, Lele, DJ of the year, competition. DJ man, DJ Monday, DJ Tiru, competing, and now not even one person mentioned that.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, the game has never been fair from day one.
Yeah.
And then sometimes with us, Tina, we understood. And say bamba
it's part of it's one of those.
It's a game. But if you ask yourself, why would you put Monday and Tira in the same space?
Yeah. Mara, I suppose the silver lining to that when I quote is that at least someone like you, because you're so frequent at YFM, you got the opportunity to release a compilation at SAPC.
Yes.
How did that come about?
Okay, that remember that time I was doing Imerafar more often.
Yeah.
And then this guy and then he came and said, look, I am interested in compilation. Nobody advised you on anything. Like Kulman Omlung saw, there's I've got a disc SAPC one. YFM. Like everybody at that time is like YFM was example was piano yamanje. Everybody would listen to YFM. And then that guy chose us through, it was me, Fingers.
Shout out to DJ Fingers.
Yeah, shout out to Pabul.
Shout out. Oh yeah, that compilation.
You remember?
Yeah. In fingerprinted or something.
No, but we
Simunye Grooves.
Simunye Grooves.
Yeah.
Not Simunye Grooves. Yeah. Yeah, but and there was Pizza Sweet Train. Okay, guys, I want us to do this compilation. And then we'll call you Vinyl Junkies. Yeah, but, and then I was like, oh, but why is Singers busy? I remember me and Fingers having up and downs, like, no, I said, Mama Vinyl Junkies. As fun as
which was a cool name, by the way, man.
But remember, good, at the end of the day, at that time,
DJ Go.
Yeah, DJ Go, DJ. So then, because we were three different brands.
Yeah.
But at that time, also, my grouping existed.
Yeah.
So and then we started, okay, let's go with that name. But remember, there was a problem. Kanyane was supposed to release Simunye Grooves 1.
Yeah.
But Kanyane wanted that white guy spoke to Kanyane. Kanyane wanted nothing to be part of us. Wanted his own thing.
Okay.
And I think Kanyane was more smarter than us because Kanyane knew that it was pop. Yeah. And then Kanyane can do it. And then we did the 1, the 2, and 3 and 4. Kanyane did it.
But by pop, what did that entail? So, is it
was a bad contract?
At that time there was no contract. We signed a contract, but there was no contract. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ooh, guys, we sprayed. And then all of a sudden, you must. It hasn't killing Tina between most of the guys, ne? Tina, we were a generation. All of us, we were at school. All of us. There was no engineer. There was no music compiler at that time.
Yes.
All of us were at school. So my school has to make tricky, and then people take ventures. Someone you buy doctor, music compiler, a producer. You understand?
But mostly good music. You would get positions that you didn't go to school for.
Yes.
Just because Bebek the way you play the music, the way you choose
so
the music.
tell me, do you know music compiler say YFM in 1994? Or 1998, example.
Maybe. Oh, 98.
No, probably it was 98 Monday beginning.
Yeah, nobody.
Yeah.
Did you know anything that's got to do with the music compiling skill? Nothing.
No, yeah.
All of us were at school.
Yeah.
So say start to metric song, and then somebody decides to be PR, somebody decides to do what, somebody. But remember, say generation one. So by the time when una 4 years we say schooling, Mina, ngihamba nje usayina ama-contract anga-exist.
Eish.
You don't know the language.
Oh, I understand that. I mean, I got my first check at that time. He was young. I was still at school.
Yeah.
It was big money.
Boseseskela.
Yeah.
When that compilation happened.
Yeah, I was still at school. I was
Serious?
I was doing grade 10, yeah.
Which is what? Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I was still at school.
Standard 8.
Yeah, I mean, I had a visa from principal. To say, okay, usikhathi sakhe sokuhamba i-YFM.
Oh, so you were like a prodigy there, like a young prodigy.
Like people understood my talent at that time. Principal knew this boy has to leave at 11.
Because Mila
YFM. But i-YFM ayihlangani nesikolo, remember?
Yeah.
So abanye mabakhelwa mina like isikhathi sakhe i-YFM.
Yeah.
And that radio was not famous, but YFM made radio to be radio.
Yeah.
Today.
Yeah.
But that opportunity for compilation to come through for you, no fingers.
No
I
bubbles.
suppose no bubbles, right? Shout out to DJ Bubbles.
Bubbles, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out.
So it opened up at least doors for you guys to start gigging outside of Gauteng.
Doc, we've done. Can I tell you a story?
Mm.
That gig never did anything for us. Already I was doing the Swaziland, I was doing the suit.
Oh, so that Simunye grooves.
That Simunye Cruz thing, I had so many politics.
What was the first check on that?
On that Simunye Groove,
Yeah.
I think it was about, if I'm not mistaken, 70 or 60
60,000.
60K
at that time.
at the time,
Yeah.
which is
It was
pretty
good money.
decent.
Yeah,
amount.
I'm decent at school.
Yeah.
What do you do with that money?
Yeah.
You keep 100 rand, buy lunch, another 100, and it ended.
So did you put that money to good use?
Nothing. I'm young, dog. I'm at school. How do you put? You still a scholar.
Eish.
You know nothing about money.
Mm.
Nobody. Remember, at that time, nobody advised you from not even from a well-off family where your uncle will come and say, "Look, boy, take this money."
Totally mali,
You're
we
just
fuck-
getting that money.
Yadliwa nje kamnandi.
No, uzidlela nangama-100.
But obviously you were investing with craft yakho. Buy sound, buy
Yeah.
music.
Dog, at that time,
Beka
even the word
intwana,
investing, siyazi manje. What
Beka
was
intwana.
investment?
Well, sengiyasho ukuthi I mean uthatha leyo mali.
Yeah, so
mhlawumbe-
ikhuluma ngesilungu manje, you're investing now.
Yeah.
Ukuthi
But at that
bothenga
time, like,
But
what
then
is
let's
it?
say le 60K uyazi ukuthi ngithenge 60K ngizokwazi ukuzithengela i-bass beat ngizothenga ama-deck
Obviously uthenga lezo zinto, but not in a like manje ma ungathola 1 million uthenga ama-deck. In that route, this is what I'm going to. I want a sound incorporate.
Yeah.
At that time, like uthenga ipikezi 2 ka-DJ
That's it.
wemshadweni.
That's it, yeah.
mara wena mhlambe the way ubheke ngakhona ukuthi at least nyaka ngiyagiga so le mali ngiyayithola ngeke ngilokule
He
ngithole
didn't even care, Brian.
My man, at that time we were making money. If you remember, at that time we were killing it. At that time, money was there.
Yo. So okay, you're famous now, Ikaslako. So groot.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
I know we passed the competition thing, but you guys once won 10K on competition. With
Yeah, no, remember, at that time, YFM was big. So all these club owners would come. So there was this guy came to YFM and said, "Look, guys, I'm doing a competition. I want to DJs." So Fresh told us, it's not corporate, obvious.
Yeah.
It's just the Erasmatas.
Mm.
So it was me, Sto, Zinyo, whoever, Tsokolo. We agreed as a spread, as from the east, like guys, Mamela, whoever wins, if we win, we share the money.
Okay.
Okay, we agree. And then we go to that club. Little to that we knew is that place is a strip joint.
Yeah. Indlala kamnandi. Yeah.
Oh, like yes, at DJ now, and I'm young. We are young, all of us. Okay, fuck. I know. This is a great life.
Yeah.
I mean, at that time,
Bonizid.
like pick it out by a stripper, and then
Mari TJ competition.
it's a DJ competition. It was Friday and Saturday.
Ah, employ le mfana, they want you to lose. Da.
Actually, Umketeza was also part of that.
Yeah, I so enthusiastic. Samba nazo. There's another person win. You want to let Kenya say wait. Those guys used to play good music, dog. what you call good music today. Back then, these guys were playing that, but nobody understood
Yeah.
from all of them. Claude, your China's.
But remember, Claude mentioned this competition between Nano Fingers.
Yeah.
He lost because.
Yes, they were not playing the music that we were playing. Tina, we were doing commercial. Tina, we were very commercial. But
So ultimately, you guys won.
yes, because we were playing commercial. These guys were building. That's
Yeah,
why now
but-
today you still have your China, you still have your Madman, your Banban,
Claude, yeah.
your Claude, because today Deep House is because of those guys. though.
Yeah.
And we must give them their credit.
Yeah.
Deep House is where it's at because of those guys.
Yeah.
Because Tina, at that time, Deep House was nothing. And they were killing them with commercial.
Yeah. And you win.
And then they would play. That's why there's nobody who will play Deep House like a Sowetan DJ in fan.
I suppose then the question and the idea, well, the question here, why ama DJs as Eastern behlala win ama competition is because we shy commercial.
Thank you. And
But besides ukuthi sometimes ama judges now bewabuya East Rand.
Yeah.
we're gonna judge
No, about Leo.
Usibuka ntuphuma phi?
About Leo nabo Sbu they judged.
Who's judging in?
How they judged? Konje, whose
Mara big
competition was
judges.
it?
No, guys.
Remember the competition? Who was complaining about it?
No. Mamelan.
Umketeza,
Ningabi emotional.
Uzakes, Mix Master.
Mamela, ningabi emotional. Abo spin what DJ lekugcine, bebajaja ekugcineni le.
Yeah.
So bekuba ubani ke judge?
Okwabantu abafonayo eYFM.
Angithi competition and unless I'm wrong and prove me and correct me if I'm wrong, Footworks, because nina know to be in Spanish YFM. Monday to Friday bekuba ama listeners avotayo ukuthi ubani ozoya Friday kwi competition we final. And we final bekuba no Sbu who would make the call to say okay, between laba bawinile now.
No, bekuyi teacher of the month.
Okay.
So are you saying ukuthi abo Sbu nabo?
Remember during the week, Mamelan guys. Like, sorry guys if I'm wrong, abakhumbulayo baza comment.
Yeah.
Monday to Friday, it was callers.
Yeah.
And then teacher of the month, Magui K-mail.
Should pass by 4.
K-mail,
Yeah.
CC4. Then the
Angithi kula win compilation.
Angithi the
you
ultimate
remember, no, basically when the
yeah.
compilation, beswina i magazine cover.
Oh yes.
Remember
That YFM magazine, ne?
YFM magazine, if you remember.
yeah.
So that day, masini fika ku vinyl cover, ku cover I magazine, and then those guys would vote. And I remember, konje mina ngathatha DJ of the month ending ngadlo Thulan. So it was not even a Sbu DJ. I think it was Iggy Smalls.
Big charge.
The guy charge.
But
Rest in
Chulane,
peace to
you mean
Smalls.
yeah,
The warrior.
the warrior.
Yeah, Chulani, if you remember. But Chulani, they were the only guys who were doing, but we no Stapia were doing deep house thing east.
Yeah.
But that time, by DJ of the year, about DJ of the month, it's not like Boga DJ, but in Shafen squaring. Sizambelana. Because never no good deep. And I'm still saying, when no good deep house, you know, we're just playing commercial music.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there was no way it would be Bass favor. No, Tina Beswina very my vote. DJ code.
Yeah.
That's why two. DJ code 3, so we need.
Yeah. Because there were 5 calls.
5 calls, if
Yeah.
you remember.
Yes,
Yes.
we did speak about these phone calls as well.
Yeah.
Uguti, they didn't really mean Uguti. Maybe the DJ on the day was better than the other DJ.
But,
It's just about who called first.
It's about who they
but
answered
remember,
first.
you would hunt also for SOA. You would tell people like Ning Phonel. Like today, about Big
yeah, the
Brother.
guys from the East End they were good at that. bruh.
About DJ was is the new marketing.
These guys,
Like
you remember how
But
to
we were the
Clear and
best.
Sbu, they were winning Song of the Year
Yeah.
consecutively for some time
Yeah.
because they
that
found a
was-
loophole on the voting.
Come, let me tell you something that you don't know. I've got this friend of mine. Guys, when you are in any, not competition, in any nomination, you need to go out and campaign for people to vote for you. Like when you are in these things, like you are President Ramaphosa, you need to go, people vote for me, take out the flyers. You don't sit and say my song is the best. You won't win.
So you campaign.
Yeah, melu campaign. Like manje dog, you go to your area. We has the colleges so like a contributor. You go there and say, ask for 10, let's sing, vote. I've seen a good friend of mine one not even song of what
Yeah.
Masama. That guy worked.
A campaign.
He would go to vets, he would go to what, but he won.
Yeah.
Because you put work. You don't just say, I've got a good song.
Abantu bazongivote.
Yeah, like people don't give a fuck about you. People don't give a shit. Tina Gunis DJ Unan namhlanje. We are 9 to 5. That's it.
But now, so do you think, because like you're saying, Beni sesikolweni nigeleza, you didn't pay attention to a lot of things like Usho investing mali, opening up a business, because someone will say, well, uphu DJ Koti khona manje.
Yazi uDJ Koti kuphi njami? uDJ Koti uqale phansi empilweni ne? Like wena mawungibuza uzibheke wena ukuphi. Now uqale phansi.
Yeah.
All start fresh.
Yeah.
And I'm glad it happened ngimncane. I'm glad njami. I always tell people that people want to angithanda ukublame abantu, but there was so many mistakes ku system. And today I can tell you a story now and be shocked. But I don't want this podcast is all about music, it's not a
No. Everything goes here like I am.
This podcast akumelanga simoshe kube ngathi it's a gossip podcast.
Right.
This podcast is all about music and us, you celebrating us. So I don't want to say to khona manje wax ngengamudla angithathela icherry. About depression. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm saying go good. There are so many things that people need to understand. When it's not your time, it's not your time. People will ask me, but to fresh mega but at that time I'm still young, I don't even know what's the meaning of radio. I'm just talking on radio. We celebrate the auction, everybody likes you, girls likes you. There's nothing wrong that happened. It's just that things happen the way they were supposed to happen.
Given the opportunity to go back, what would you fix?
Nothing.
So you do the same thing again.
I mean, life was great back then.
Yeah. No, but I'm talking now. Look at the longevity right now. Okay, it was great, but up until a certain point.
My man, what goes up must come down. Life is simple.
Yeah, no.
You understand? What goes up will come down. You can't go up forever. From 1992, you still up. No, there's young boys now. Like, give them space.
So the question then is, how is it that you have someone like Ufresh and Vinny Da Vinci still remaining?
No, they are not remaining. No, they are not.
I'll elaborate.
No,
elaborate.
They are not.
Because I'm speaking of.
Ask Vinny, call Vinny now. They are not.
But they're still relevant.
There were times when Vinny was down in the same industry.
But how is it that he's back up? Because he remained relevant.
No. As much as you will go up, as much as I'm here, it means I'm up.
Yeah. Okay.
For the fact that you,
so you mean it's up and down, up and down.
Yeah.
So should your idea of being up is relative. Should mean amangiti ngifuna up ayifani neyakho.
Mamela, yeah, unyaka usifanisa. Like when ungfonela, it's up for me to be here. It's up. I was down and then I'm up. I will go down and then SAPC will call me. I'm up. Later on, I'm going to Radio 2000. It's up. As much as I'm saying, dog, like Uvini, there were times. Now he knows. Fresh, there were times. Christos, there were times. Dog, no one stays at top forever. People must know. When you're down, you humble yourself. You're like, where to from here? Brother, I must find a way up. It's hard for all of us.
Yeah.
You understand? You can't say Vinny's always been there. No, nobody. As much as you, my man, I talk, as much as you can go, you can think of anybody. Your piano artist, nobody stays, like, listen to me, nobody stays at the top forever. We go up, we come down, you start afresh.
You go up again.
You go up again. You can't go up as the first time. You don't expect me to be, I used to be at YFM, so what? Like, these girls, they know nothing about anything. What do they know? They were not there when I was YFM. When I was doing YFM. So why now today I must say, "Hi, ask me, so they will ask, what the fuck? Oh, what is-
Awutshele, kwakunala, were you part of this amavararisto?
Vararista, what the fuck is that?
There were these guys ababefona e-YFM
No,
regularly.
no. Come, let me tell you something, Jam. I want to be honest with you. I've never even said to somebody, my chain is genuine, talk. My chain has been genuine. Like, I would go to YFM without. I'm a vararist. Remember, it was not even a group, it was a person.
Is it?
Yeah, who would call a YFM every day. But I've been genuine from day one. I would go and play music, and I was good at it.
Do you still keep
Like
in
today-
touch with these YFM DJs? Like Pindikule is a typical example. 'Cause I think he's-
Pindikula was doing is an R&B and soul DJ now. I
Do you
don't-
still keep in touch with them? Like all of them?
all of them, but
All of
not
them,
those R&B. Like Upondo, I was speaking to Pondo sometime. I was speaking to Fresh every time. Monday is dead. Khabzela, the favorite, is dead. Bizabanye.
Rude Boy Paul.
Rude Boy Paul were close as much as fuck, but not close and like seeing each other every day.
Maran Pumeka Seliwana.
Yeah, like they're out a grand. As I'm saying to you, those like guys, each generation abo why, each generation abo teach bokala. That's why Nabo works today. We are close, dog. Anyanga azange sinyathela nama calls to the point like la machene labo teach ba manje banyathela nama calls. Tina, we love music, dog. We were just genuine.
Yes.
We knew ukuthi uKoti uphethe ngoma ye-Africanism entsha.
Yeah.
And uma udlala epatini yamampela would go to Koti toka ngiboleke ulithathe kwi-Saturday Monday ngilithole wa-FM because uyadlala. You understand?
Yeah.
Ingosi yakho ifuna ukuba u-DJ ne?
U-DJ iPhone. Yeah.
Right. What's your feeling around that? Do you we are encouraged with have a DJ? Do you support but with reservation?
It talk I always tell my son one thing. Ngabe khona la vikasifonele no Anel ngabe khona. I always tell my son one thing. Do what you want to do, mfanam.
Yeah.
You're gonna burn yourself.
But what advice do you give him
What?
about DJing?
Yeah, like do whatever. I can't say I failed or I took a peek and I stopped somewhere. You can't reach there. No, do whatever you wanna do, my boy. As long as make sure. Doc, I always tell people will understand it. You know, like Mhlaben Jam, we're not here for a long time. Sihleli kanje ngaphuma ngishone.
Yeah.
Like I always ask my friends, why are we so stressing so much about everything? Why are we stressing so much about having these best cameras? For what? Live your life, Doc. Like my son, I always tell him, Doc, what do you want to do? Do what you have to do. If I can't be able to support you, go to America, it doesn't mean I don't want to. I don't have money.
Oh, I don't love you.
Yeah. If you want to do music. Have your first share of life.
Yeah.
Our kids, we must tell our kids, they must have their own body works. Let me tell you a story. We're living in a life where today we all just going through a lot.
Ish.
All of us.
Hey.
Through music, Jolo. Somebody was releasing a song, or somebody believe with FM by Inzani. You understand? But I always tell my son one thing. Look, Doc, I dream good one day. You can just enjoy life. There's nothing fancy about Pilala. What is fancy about living? Even if I can ask you now, what's fancy? You need to advising millions. Nothing. Dog, if you read your Bible, let me go. If you read your Bible and follow the scriptures, we're just here for a little time. You wanna waste your time stressing about having the best camera, the best lights, best mazaza. You see my friends wearing zazas. Best mazaza. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's nothing, Doc. I'm just saying we're just not here for nothing. Like I'm at the point where I was telling my friend, like I talk, I'm not giving up. But hey, we change.
Don't let the things that you can't change stress you
That's
out.
what I'm saying. So I can't. Let me answer your question. I can't say to my son, I want you to do this one. No. Live your life, Vanam.
Uzomsupport.
Yo, anything. My son futakalaleli ngokugcina. He's
Ufuzi
a
time.
DJ. Yeah, that one. You tell him, yenza party so hayi ufuna ukwenza ngendlela ngithi Asia mfana. Nami ngazishela. Now uzozishela everybody.
Uyadlala emapatini wakhe?
Bani?
When?
Hayi. Adani ncane libhujwa mfana. Ntwana encane nje buzwane leyazi. Ntwana encane nje sithandile. The way athanda impilo ngakhona uyangichaza yabona. But sometimes ufuna uku-intervene as a parent like dog. This thing doesn't worth it.
But those are the things angithi ezobuzali that kick in by
Ngicela ukubuza question. Igini bavugomela uDJ.
No, they didn't.
But wayenzani?
Forced.
Yes, thank you. Sival. That's what I'm saying to you ukuthi as much as melu sibheke wena ukuthi hey mina ekhaya nobody approve lento DJ no works. Thina si generation talk that people didn't understand this thing of being a DJ. Kwa ujoli charity yini lento yenzayo uyenzani udlala music ya rasi uyacima uyavala wenzani ngifuna into esebenzayo. But I'm saying to you as a good friend of mine ukuthi look dog at the end of the day sisonke la nobody ongathi mina ngathi authority ekhaya because that shit didn't exist.
Yeah.
And we had to push. That's why people are benefiting. That's
So-
why
so
today we have
Tina-
celebrities.
So thina besikahle kahle besishaya foundation.
Yes.
Sebafikile abanikazi
Yes.
bendawo manje
But in
bazohlala.
today's sense, we don't give up. We sit down as gents and talk about it. And hope and not even hope. We'll make one day if we're consistent.
Yeah.
Once we put anything, God will provide.
Sure.
God will multiply it and we will make money. You understand? So aksi issue sisifana. Aksi issue ukuthi the young touch. Aksi issue ukuthi like si stressing inxusi. Uye yeke inxusi yakhe isiphilele mfana. Ngase stressing nganix. Umtshele mfana as long as ungeze ngeke uza amaphoyisa la kwami. As long as mfana right, let him grow. As much as mina nawe uzongibuza question ngani mina nawe bekuyini ubalo dog uko baba works ukini kwabatshela about DJ maqala bavuma but yeah DJ bebazi ngob DJ let's leave our kids to live their own life ube la emva kwakhe nje umbheke so makeza ngapha umuthi so makeza ngapha umuthi aphila impilo yakhe because today ngaphuma la I'm dead.
Let me mention three names, ne?
Yeah.
And I want you to tell me.
3 hours ngitshela ngaba uphethe mina.
Yazini Brian. Except Brian.
Asazochopa lo muntu.
Yeah, so yazine lesa story asiphilanga. Sorry, I'm going back. I just want to know ukuthi siphela kanjani lesa story. So ningena kule competition ni 3 ni wina le 10k ni 4 5 whatever ni wina le 10k nivumelana ukuthi nizoyishare.
Hey, uyasifuna le story.
Kwenzakalani at the end?
Okay, let me tell you this story. Ngizoba honest. We are young.
Yeah, amaqamba man.
Siyakhula. Sigena lapha we agree guys.
Yeah.
Whoever wins imali yethu. And at that time bangana ntama invoice. Basiniki 10k.
Contant.
Yeah. We give it to Zinyo. So remember there's prostitutes there and it's the first time when umuntu ongcono. Sesikolweni. I'm like, no.
Oh, kanje bedlala strip club.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a strip joint. You know, like I'm like, I'm not going anyway. Zinyo, also I like DJ Sports. That's how it happened.
Yeah.
But we were young.
Yeah.
And we are figuring out the strip, like, government to go to strip show at that time. TV being an into the strip show and then to a man, Big Brother, people fucking for the first time. But Kalubonana Balana the following day. At that time, into the scars. And then we are teacher, I put them on and then keep on teacher. I will teacher.
But to keep on DJ.
Yeah, but hey, what's wrong with you, teacher? And then I see.
Stop music.
Yeah, when you stop, sorry, sir, there's a problem. There's a naked woman passing. So, Tina, this is how it worked. And then Namachita, we've decided, okay, guys, whoever wins. But we didn't know it's a strip joint.
Yeah.
We went there and like, guys, whoever wins, we share them.
This was a trap from the
And then we
get-go.
get there, talk, hey, there's a strip joint. Yeah. I'm like, Zinyo, man. But Zinyo is one guy who's very
disciplined.
We give him the money,
Yeah.
the camera. We used to have that. Those, you remember those cameras?
Yeah.
With the tape.
With the
We had
tape.
That thing. We give it to Zinyo, man. Don't lose this
A
thing.
film.
Yeah, film.
Igezwa.
Well, I let DJ Spox, and then we went up na bunya with DJ. We had fun.
Maruzinyo ubamba umkhohle.
Uzinyo uba mumkotla necamera wala DJ Spox.
ulele phakathi kwe DJ box.
Yeah, wala lapho. And then thina I said I ngeke sifale la DJ Spox.
Na wena phezulu nini?
Ah, saphezulu.
Abajenza sileya kala lisuzinyo kwa downstairs.
No, yena ukhethile usicofu nje ukutshelela story. We went up like that's why ngihlale ngitshela abantu guys, I wish one day people can understand this thing. Lempilo lenjam if you experience izinto. That's why today you have so many people who banyiswa
Depression.
I sitting ane depression asithi ngisifaka sinyiswa into sifuna ukuchintshana.
Yeah.
I meet this woman wants to change me now ufuna ukumchintsha asiclick.
Yeah.
So back then, hey, life was great. Oh. Today you find people who wanna sell ibele, like give me £100 and sell my boobs, like fuck bitch. But guys are paying for that shit.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. We're growing, chance, and I'm glad we just a generation that not today. We're just loving. Tina, we grew up with love. Like schools, tandana.
We can still sit here, school me conversation.
That's why I'm now talk. Yeah, when I 1994 because as politics.
Yeah.
And spaghetti industry that we fought for. We fought so hard for industry that be icon. See, spaghetti gang. I can tell you negotiate. No, I'm getting clapping. Wait, man, there's young boys. No, I'm here to teach you. I've got experience. So what? And I want my piano. I want my porisa to play.
Yeah.
The unfortunate part in Anyege, since I'm following nan. Mina now. Spatala for following. Me chive. My phone is following. I shall imagine following now. My camera now. Utens. But utens for that thing. It's like lentole. La want la bashala kuma camera talk. That thing it needs energy. Jive every day. Kabang ya fugu medu jive. Tamba medu enzenyi. Tamba medu enzenyi content. We can't. That's why I need to go. Let's see if these young boys and can you congratulate them. Tina but Samajita, we know we've created this thing. Not create. Yeah. Not
Do you play music, Wamanchi?
Me not talk. I'm an all rounder.
Yeah.
All rounder can play anything.
You're shy piano.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
But I'm remember from back then. I'm not a guy who introduces music. I mean, I play what people know.
Yeah, what people like.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a guy who's introducing Gomaya Kwencha. I play anything like Tina's calling him shot.
Yeah.
Now, oh, Naboban Ban.
Let him shut to it.
Yeah, I'm shot and Makalang Kenny G. Kenny G really after Kenny G. I don't be able to carry. I went, Nini Nabomara carry beat. That's how it works.
Yeah.
So Tina's generation of good and mind you not to go a tokuno when you say these boys can't play. And then I'm calling Bachelor. No, the unfortunate part into Balero respect Abanyabantu.
Mara, why do you think that's the case? Because I mean the last few DJs we've had, Bakulmang are the same thing. In your opinion, what do you think these boys are not doing right? Or girls?
Yeah, respect.
I think Claude did allude to
He
that.
touched on that as well.
No. Those people don't give a shit about who are you. Jam yabana esposiso sentloni phene omunye umuntu. Mabathi DJ works lo. No mongamazi is a legendary. That respect. Bro, I just love that. No, these people they think they are the in thing.
And what Claude said, most of them, just immediately they get into the industry, they are already the
Superstars.
top dog. They don't get to Utiba Kale from the bottom like we did when he was
get a long
alluding
limelight.
he was alluding to Bamba Makrate, you know, Bobambe Lumunda Makrate, which was a chance to feel my turntable. From my turntable so to me, so famous. But I was uvele so to me.
That's why. Remember, Tina, it was a calling. Let me put in that. It was a calling. Leanto Diana, Uhamba, Mukjana Naban Kruvana, when I'm telling you about DJ. Figure out any good teacher. I'm going to be your best friend.
Now we're so teachy.
Yeah.
It's amazing, yes, right?
Like everybody,
Almost everyone is a DJ.
in a motor. 20 years ago, I'm going to be like, dog, when the fuck did you realize you're just a DJ? So that's why ngisho ukuthi kwe mina ngifuna idoko sibamba abantu ngamakwala.
Yeah.
Abantu bafile ngathi sibakwatele, you know? Like leave people fun. Ba DJ bayenze nonsense yabo. Basibulala le craft.
Yeah.
Nabo bazofika la miri baqale ba survive thina sesine experience yokusurvive ngithi.
Yeah.
Yokungaphili ngommusic.
Yeah.
There will be a time. Ama DJ we song, it's fun. They're getting 300, dog. Like fuck, why would you pay me 300?
But why would you be paying someone 300? Even
Yeah,
with-
Uber
yes,
it's 150 kuya, 150 kuya.
Nama PI4.
Uthanda ukudj, they will pay you 300. The way poverty is shanga khona sonke. Kunabantu engisho amagama. Like what I'm saying is I know people, let me put it in that way. I know people who they will get 2.5
Yeah.
in a most expensive club. Ayazi game imosheke dog.
Yeah.
Igame imosheke abantu mabaqala you get people labo uqeda ukretrench emsebenzini and then opens a club. And then nomuntu akayazi experience of DJ. Mangicala ngithi kuye ngicharge 3,000 but what are you going to play with 3,000? No, I'm playing music. No, but that boy plays my police, playing my police. Why I have to pay you 3,000?
Yeah.
And lo mfana ungicharge 300 rand.
300. Lo mfana ngimnike rider. Aina value. It
That's
means
what I was saying.
people kill the value of
Yeah.
DJ. That's why nathi namhlanje soku 9 to 5. Awuzazi bengingacabanga empilweni yami ukuthi zokunge 9 to 5. But ngoku 9 to 5 today.
With all the investment that you put in,
It hurts. You don't even know. I have to ask a question. It breaks my heart.
All that music is there.
Like
hleli
it
nje.
breaks my heart to the core that guys, is it worth it ukuthi sisokole kangaka usuke eHillbrow uye Orange Grove ngenyawo
uthenga elinye record.
uyothenga record ubuye
Eli-one.
ungadliwa kuba kune KFC that time like dali khona ngaze sekhona
Sesekhona.
Sesekhona.
No ivaliwe lately
yeah
seyivaliwe.
like in South Africa you couldn't even afford KFC 5 rand piece A1 like ubuya uselling at 350 takes you come back ukuthi ngifike endlini but the excitement was there for this
At the end.
for this crap that it's happening today. Everybody's a DJ. Girls want to be a DJ. Umuntu oborekile life in wants to be a DJ.
It's true.
Yeah, it's true.
It's true.
One
Abantu
get
abantu
bored.
abahlolwa isigele
Bafuna
bafuna ukuba bo DJ.
Who processed that?
Who did say, and it's true, dog.
Yeah,
Because
umuntu ohlula isikolo,
everyone.
umuntu ohlula ilife nje in general about DJ. Everybody uzange life ina ka bore esikolweni asese high school. Yamhlula life ufuna about DJ.
About DJ.
Oh, everybody wants to. Why wanna be country when everybody? Why wanna be country producer about DJ kangaka? Hambe Zimbabwe, buzi, hambe America, about DJ. South Africa is the only country that produces so much DJs, and you know what? It's a distraction. People don't understand. Politically, it's a distraction.
Yeah.
Like our papa sabanega, I focus on DJ nonke. Instead of us discussing constructive things, we discussing Koti saka DJ na yae. Awehlanye. Sihlele khoneni. It's a distraction. There is no way talk there. Ayike country enabo DJ njenge South Africa. Namanje khona practice ayo as we speak.
So by DJ kusasa.
Kusasa about
kuneyikolo, dog. There's so many schools.
No, schools talk azikho.
No, saying ukuthi like
No,
private
DJ schools.
schools. No, DJ private schools.
DJ
like,
schools.
Yeah,
umuntu
private.
ofundisa
Yeah,
ufundisa
no, no.
abantu ekamereni lakhe or
Yeah.
studio sakho ku-DJ.
Yeah,
And they're making money because there's so many people who want to DJ.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is yipi country distracted njengale. Yipi country producer abo DJ njengale. Yipi country kuphuza utshwala njengale. Agna no president nyakhuluma ukuthi no guys we need to do something. This thing of all of you want to be DJs. It's because people are fucking bored. Kwano president uthulile bathi abayike laba bas distracting of DJ. Ayabuthi aba right but DJ thina ngapha asenzeni le.
Senzeni lento.
We are a generation dog. Even if I can ask what's happening in economy, nobody knows. Siyaphila, siyavuka, siyalala. uyalala uyavuka uhethwa umfazi uyalala 5 days abafazi ngoba balalisana ama 5 days you know women it'll make you sleep 5 days
Yeah.
like the country ku TikTok wonke umuntu ukhuluma ngomjolo uya ku Facebook yeah umjolo if doesn't love you you love him you must dump him uya ku TikTok yeah if he doesn't call you 3 times a day uyacabanga nama bangifonela 3 times a day yaphelile umshado uya komunye ku Twitter die if you have to die
Yeah.
I'm killing myself akunamuntu ozoquestion ukuthi why kunabuthi
ngapi country yamoshe
why kunabuthi jama ngaka because politician ekhuluma nje lento you
Never.
can't be all DJs dog
Never, yeah.
we've got a woman ubando mntana lo seSwaziland ngeke eSwaziland ujive ngepaint ufundisa abantwana bethu eSouth Africa foreigner
Uncle Waffles.
yeah
Uncle Waffles
Waffles.
ufundisa abantwana base-South Africa ukujive ngepaint he would never Swaziland labo uyakhona jive ngepaint but nobody's saying any shit. We've got porn that is playing every day. We've got Big Brother. People are fucking. Baqala ukubonana TV. Abantwana bethu bahleli kanje. Abantwana ama strangers they start sleeping together the next day.
Yep.
Tell me good, what the fuck is that? Like abantu baqala ukubonana namhlanje kusasabanye ba national TV. People are smart, dog. These politicians are fucking smart. They will never say no, don't do that.
Distraction.
Yeah, distraction. Nibhekelele khona manje niyajive strata sonke ubani winile angazi nokuthi ubani winile.
Big Brother, yeah.
Sinabafazi abahlalela umuntu olele ambheke kanje umuntu olele
Umbuke.
Big Brother.
Yeah.
Qeda wena azokubuya ukuthi le mali nginika yona incane ntambama. The fuck is that?
It is true.
Hey wafethu.
I'm telling you unomfazi umshiya la endlini indlu inhle kanje ubhekelele umuntu olele naye azaphatha ubuthongo. Abuye ntambama le mali nginika yona incane. Ubhekele umuntu olele la.
Yeah.
Tell me, dog, on a serious note, yippee country. Yippee country, dog.
Especially an African country.
Ngiyayibona
Evumela nje amanyana.
like ngiyayibona in Africa, yippee country nje I'm like mawubhekile. Like noma uleli one uyazibuza inormal lento le. Ama country are the best. Crime rate in South Africa a mess. Because everybody is stealing. And the reason it mess it's because all these people that are just it's focus on crime manje. Namang speaking of crime. Here amashanga nabulale bantu foreigners are doing akuna country a mess njenge South Africa akuna umuntu okhuza omunye let me put it in this way before sival ngizokubekela yona njami yabona example angithi ufuna senze something asenze kanje number 1 we must be politically willing to do that all of us You can't have a country that is open for everybody. You can't have a country that's under age restriction. You can't have a country that nobody cares. People are stealing from political.
So they steal from the top, actually.
Yeah, that's why I'm get distraction. I'm a Big Brother.
Ukuthi ukhohlwe
Nina Big Brother ne TikTok ne jive.
Real crime is happening.
Yeah. Algorithm me TikTok
That's
dog
real.
is nonsense. Wabhekela umuntu ojiva once, ujiva the whole day until ucime uyengala. Bajiva the whole day. Uzobhekela abantu abajivayo bashaba utwalatha unibhekelela abokoko skoteni I lesbian namhlanje kusasa akuna dog you that's why there's laws in each and every country.
Moral law.
Yeah, moral. Kumele kube nomthetho. You can't have a country evulekile for everybody. You can't have a country that women are talking about like umuntu ukujola it's a ukufeba it's an in thing.
So someone may argue mfana ne and say yeah let me argue someone may argue and say but Koti those are the perks of a democratic country.
No, dog, there's nothing democratic about ukufebe. You can't. There's nothing democratic about amadoda aqindezelwe.
But do you think it's happening in South Africa alone?
No, in South Africa vele amadoda asiqindezelwe. Like amadoda in South Africa, I don't care ukuthi ubani uthini. In South Africa as men, you don't have a voice. There's women's day as capable women's what. Asikhulume nje ngokuthi I-right yakho as a like we my man HPV imeden.
Gender-based violence.
Yeah. But there's a South Africa in WPV, women-based violence. South Africa is WPV, women's based. Like, you don't have a say. Like, we've been beaten by these women. Women are abusing us. Showering at classes, nothing. We've got shows at TV. Those shows are just abusive. We've got about TikTok, nobody says nothing. Not even the president, the whole president, they condone those things. Today's it's normal, you can't return. Who are you in this country? Who are you?
But now, une out yomfana nemfethu, because mina ngikhulumela phezu kwalokho yabona ukuthi okay, God forbid anything happens to you yabona kusasa. Incosi yakho uyishiya now what message? How do that's why ngithi how do we fix this?
Mamela dog. Don't show your kids violence. Don't teach your kids. Let's not teach our kids violence.
Yeah.
Whether it's tough kanjani ungafundisa umntana wakho ukuthi endlini kuhlalwa ngeviolence.
Okay.
Tina, we are a generation jam where like I was not even aware. That's why Tina, we are fooled today. We are stupid because school is no good to violence. Ukuluwas no baba no mama ba happy. Mama hide the whole pain go for you. Today namhlanje le ichere sijolana zesihlula ino hide pain. Abafazi aba revenge ngokuchita. Like ufebe it's in thing. People call you today, tomorrow they don't call you. It's normal. Why we normalize ufebe? Why women normalize and men normalize ukutugula? Men today are humble. Men are trying to be humble and trying to build. There's no way to build South African jam. So the only thing is before just live your life, enjoy your kids, and die. That's it.
Need 3 names. I'm going to mention 3 names. I want you to mention the first thing that comes to mind when I mention these names, right? First name, DJ Fingers.
Should I? Oh, you want me to? Oh, that.
The first thing that comes to mind, whatever, memories, anything.
No, it's one of the guys, ne? Fingers. Oh, the best.
Yeah.
The best. The best in a way that the best.
Nihlangane kanjani Fingers?
Through.
YFM.
Yeah. But you find a brother, man. That's why we multi Fingers like, oh wow. Like ngicabanganga ukuthi uzothi Fingers, but the Fingers talk yo. Yabona, there's brothers that you don't meet every day, but you know,
Manhlangana.
No, masingahlangana. You know he's got your back. He's very loving, that guy, and is such a wonderful soul. Is one of those guys that impilweni.
Yeah,
you
he's
don't mind.
Always there.
Yeah,
because he says the same thing about you.
Yeah, like we talk about the same thing, and the language is the same. But I call Njai came second.
Khumbula Zelensky.
Zelensky.
Yeah.
Zelensky.
Yeah. Khona le biyoke wayiphuza wathi Zelensky.
You know, Fingers remember good Fingers. We were doing it a lot, the township.
Yeah.
You go to Tembisa Fingers.
So that's when you were launching your album, ne? Well, when you were after the release of Simunye Grooves.
I did.
You toured a lot now, ne?
Yeah. That guy is that's why I'm telling you, Mount Fingers. I don't want to say it breaks my heart, but you're talking to me. But it's one guy that I've never, and I will never. I think it's one guy that when I get an opportunity, I no Fingers, the difference is that is the distance. But if you Fingers Bangati, I've got a sponsor, I've got money, I could bring Fingers anywhere.
Okay. DJ Fingers, right?
Shout out
to DJ Fingers, man.
Yeah,
you know?
that guy, yeah.
Very, very, very down to earth.
Claude says
very humble.
Claude says he's technical.
Yeah, very technical. I mean,
very humble guy.
And when he plays, that guy, man, I've never seen someone who focuses on a craft and DJing like that guy.
Yeah,
know?
but back then,
yeah.
I'm opening a set, closing a set. Because the problem is when Fingers, you remember with us, song agents, including you, we knew good more than 6, this is type of music you have to play, 7. But today, you keep that strategy, you get beaten. Because somebody can now eat a shine number and then people forget about you. But focus on to shine number. So that's why sometimes I don't take good time so for the set. It's a span.
Okay. Second DJ.
Yeah.
Zidan. Zizo.
Yazi uZizo ne? uZizo I think ufika after generation yethu. But I like the way ayenza izinto ngakhona. Very humble man. When you ask, if you can't, he will tell you I can't. If you can, he can tell you I can. But uZidan is akapashelwa. Like you must know your story when you go to Zidan. But also, with me, it's hard for them to say no. Because they know a value. Not financially, they know I can play music, but uZidan is one guy, yo.
Ngoba ngiyazi izinja zakhe ngithi.
No, yeah, uZidan is one of those guys.
Last DJ.
Oh, wait, I pray to God that that's what I'm thinking, yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Khabzela.
Khabzela. Akushanga nami. Capsella yazi why ngathanda ukumention. Like noma uyajola. Hayi uyitsho mkaKhabzela. Like fuck, why go you?
Yeah, why do you have to go that far?
Yazi uKhabzela, let me tell you something. Capsella had a plan. To make sure East and West. And he made sure that Capsella was very, very one guy that will always talk. Unfortunately, he died. And he died, song as my pipeline, and he died, we knew the plan. Capsella was one of us. Remember YFM? YFM was very urban. Like, fresh, root boys, so Capsella reflected us. Like Capsella was guys mamela. And I'm sorry to say this, but I was so disappointed in Monday. But Monday knew the plan. Could we sit like mamela and get teaming petty power and be a So what is going to happen is after Monday, and the best I think we were 4 of us. Me, Monday, Zinyo, Khabzela. But Khabzela wanted to, he understood the struggles as a location. Good look, I'm much into my selection. Million Wafai. Wakalang Monday, and then he died. And then when he died, Monday changed everything. Because when you call Monday, thinking, good, struggle is still the same, but Monday was no longer the same. Monday went back to urban. Monday started my phone like my phone. No, I don't want to talk about this. Let's
okay. Maybe it could have been because sometimes we often have this thing. Untanga is at the top. He's sold out and whatnot. But we probably don't understand the pressures that are there.
No, there's no pressure, Jam.
You reckon?
If you know the struggle, because remember, people must understand one thing. Eben was very urban. YFM was very urban. And the Mawe auction, chances of you making it were very slim. And then you've got this celebrity that comes from the township, understand your struggles. And then he dies, and then we are Salawen on number 2. Instead of you pepping others and say, guys, let's continue to Capsella's legacy. And then you decide like to jump Utengi say, not to say Utengi see that many things are very wrong. But Monday decided to be urban. Maybe saw the business opportunity of being urban, but Capsella's opportunity was, look, there's
inclusive, yeah. Both sides, yeah.
But
but
but let's push it. no, let me put it in abantu abangakwazi ukukhuluma isilungu. Let me
Yeah.
put it in that.
And then he had to go through that as a DJ.
Yeah, nah, I knew the pain. No, but amachita wami. And besithanda nangu dog sisonke.
Yeah.
And then when they got an opportunity, and then all of a sudden, remember Tina, we were like, Khabzela, and Khabzela died, Samnwaba. After that, calling Monday. Monday's not picking up the calls. And said 15 drop on my phone. Call me please drop on my phone. But I knew this is not Capsella's plan.
I see.
It's unfortunate, man.
It's quite unfortunate, man.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying they are very deep, yo. And you don't wanna go to podcast ngatu ufuna ukuba famous or take abantu one. And then remember Mondays is late. You know,
He can't defend himself.
yeah, not even defend. You don't wanna hurt and bring at
someone.
yeah, but I'm telling my story. Capsella was one guy who said, look, at that time I didn't understand what was his plan, but Capsella knew. Capsella, the plan ka Capsella would operate one can the space. Yeah, and then he passed away after a month. Monday was supposed to take what Capsella has planted, legacy Capsella moving now, but he failed dismally.
If Khabzela Begasapila, what do you think you would be doing?
Doc, if Khabzela Begasapila yes. I think Khabzela should have inspiration was to make sure that people who are disadvantaged they get the opportunity.
Yeah.
That's Khabzela's.
No,
on a higher scale.
Doesn't matter where you're from, who you are, but if you are.
Khabzela mabuyekazi, like he knew good, like already to at disadvantage because more figure radio and and the YFM was the only radio station that gave us the opportunity but speak on the mic.
No platform.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we were not celebrities. Which radio station today you think will call you and say, come, me lo call me soul.
Yes, sir.
Besides go to example Mahu or whoever. So Khabzela gave us that opportunity. Unfortunately, nje was shown in mess.
Rest in peace, Khabzela, ne?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Too much. I wish that uNkulunkulu wakubeka wa achieve goal lakhe.
Things would have been different.
Ngabantu ababelokishini they are so in a
blessed.
better place today.
Yeah, and a lot of them.
Lord, Khabzela bekazosifundisa ukuthi remember understand Khabzela is from the township.
Yeah.
Ufika into an urban radio station. You get there's bourgeoisism. Khabzela wanted to change the radio. You can take somebody we are a Mdeni, a spray, a and show them everything. The radio can be done in Zulu. And it died.
Mainstream radio.
Yeah,
Mainstream radio.
Yeah,
in local dialect, yeah.
Ngabe namhlanje 702 ngabuza nje umuntu wesizulu yeah. Like sekasi he want because majority of us Kadikazi.
But I suppose it did plant a seed when Koti because ezinye izinto they won't happen in the magnitude this expecting as but they do happen because 702 does broadcast nangesizulu but I think
so it could be
because of him.
Yeah, but it could be that he was a little bit ahead of his time.
True, very true. Very true.
Kane manje bathi embrace that.
Very true. Yeah.
Which is why Ashukot, if he was around, then they wouldn't have taken long to embrace it.
Talking about fair. Ngabe manje akuna 702. I don't think ngabe kuna 702 engamla. Kune radio 2000 is ngamla or kunana ngabe si generation A1.
Yeah.
Ngabe siyazi ngonani ungena umZulu mawufuna ukumamela uyamamela.
Uyamamela.
Yeah, today we are a generation where people will tell you, I don't like a content because you can't speak Zulu. You speak Zulu, you mix with Zulu, you must speak English. Sabantu abanjani? Si country njani?
Angitshele Koti, on a lighter note, le gama kamahosha olithola kanjani?
Likamahosha. Igama likamahosha libuya la sibuya khona.
Is it
Let me explain the Kamal Gamahosha.
yazi waxing ilibonile le gama mara ngathi mhlawumbe ngilifunda bro.
No, Bolfunda right. Le Kamal Gamahosha, Libya go fresh. O fresh competition. As much as it's same story. No to sell up. We're just enjoying ourselves. Sir teacher, we're winning the competition. So there was a guy who, Sean, may soul rest in peace. Rest in peace. Sean sees me there. He calls on fresh. Yeah, I think it was a Monday. I'm playing there. Remember me, I was a resident at YFM.
Yeah.
Mangana TJ Fresh will call me, come. So this guy calls and says, showing that, hey, Mahosha. Fresh at like, Mahosha, come on. Alright, come on, I'm doing Naliko Kai, you know? And that's how we started. But he came back, remember the Muntu Anklali Gutenai, and they said, Mahosha.
Out to Kasla.
Yeah, like Mahosha. You know, even my daughter, Vedengo Mahosha, until about 8 years old, they didn't come to Mahosha. At where the Bizang Mahosha, Ubaba Mwen. You know, and then now I had to stop people like, I don't be Mahosha. Kamala, but the look Kamal we are up.
So, Mfethu, you're famous. You're at the, like you're saying now, you're getting serious gigs. You're gigging all over the country. You know, you're a big name. TJ Koti is a big name.
Yeah, and he also has a compilation.
A
with
compilation,
Flipside Records.
right? Because the compilation was a big deal back then. You know, more
But
compilation.
there was a Flipside record, Flipside House
It's
3
the third one.
was your third compilation. What was the second one? Angithi leyana yokuqala yeSimunye Grooves.
Simunye Grooves, and then?
Go by flip side. Let's try to go in. Zokchela manje. It's fine. Let's continue Zokchela.
Yeah.
Gents. Then time compilation at that time, was the question of how does it release a city?
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, obviously, the first opportunity Whitewalla from a YFM, and then obviously, because they saw the talent, Wakonuk release a compilation it. So, you're at the top of your game, you're kicking all over the country, you're rubbing, like, Uploma Namachita serious, so, you what we term.
Made it.
Yeah, made it. You've made it.
Yeah.
You've made it, right? But at some point, you're paid.
Before figure like Pelacon, Ascalela. Remember, Tina, we're not even aware. Missing as a celebrity.
Yeah.
Ascalela.
Yeah.
You, Tina, we were a generation where Mao Hampano, like Agnalanga Yanga Kone Africa, Southern Africa.
South Africa.
Botswana, so too. You would go there, but you're not a celebrity.
We
change. But in terms of celebrities mentality.
Yeah.
But we would go like Swaziland, Buye, Durban, Cape Town. We are flyer, Buyo. But you're still humble. Monday, I'm buying a shot.
But in our world, when I got considering what is Pumapi, that's when we would say we've made it. Because you're able to udlala in places ongahlali kuzo. So that idea is you've made it. Ukoti's made it, Buffett.
But like mounting Gala.
I'm not saying you're a celebrity.
Yeah, but mounting Gala in the way
I'm saying to you, so udlala endaweni like far beyond. The idea was in Fungus like in China, in Katlehong, but then it spreads. So udlala endaweni further and further and further throughout the country. Like you're saying now, there's no place in South Africa as you've played everywhere. In our world as DJs, we were saying, Ukoti has made it. You have made it.
But remember, I've made it, but I was not aware.
Yes, you're not aware. But because of your passion and your love, you are able to make a living now. So you're making a living out of your passion.
You know,
that's making it.
Let me tell you something about the question I making it. Remember, when I'm a DJ, I didn't start this thing because, my calling was not about money. My calling was not about one day I'll make it. my calling was about playing music.
Right.
And at that time, music makes sense. Because that's the only, even today, the only thing that I know is music.
Okay.
So I played, and I played, keep on playing. So going to Swaziland, Namibia, what, to me, it was music, not good. I'm playing in Lesotho because I'm a celebrity. Mina, let me tell you something. I would go and play a Cape Town, not Cape Town. Let's talk about Lesotho. Cape Town. I'll go to Lesotho and come back. I'm not a celebrity. Typical, gay. There was a time. Khona le show bebiza kanathi Castle Loud. Lapha ngivele ka 4-5, but I don't even remember ukuthi bengiselebrate.
How did you get that Casella gig?
The Castle Loud gig is based on, it was through YFM.
Yeah.
But at that time we were the illest thing.
That's what I'm referring to. You were the illest thing. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, but remember, I'm not aware that I'm the
Illest thing.
Yeah.
Me, I'm just a DJ.
Yeah.
You go to Castle Loud, spread view, hey, everybody loves you, they hug you, but you're not even aware that you're a celebrity.
That's what I'm referring to.
Yeah.
Angithi manje good compared to la uqale khona and how you started to now being able to get all this love, you know, like all these opportunities, all these phone calls with Mfana, we want you to release a compilation. It's all because of your hard work and your passion and whatnot.
But at that time, I was not even aware of what is hard work.
Okay.
It was all about music. DJ.
Music has taken you.
Yeah, like it's music.
It has taken you.
Yeah, now I'm get a call. Hey, how are you, sir? Can we book you? Give us a code, send a quotation.
I think this is how, I think I see you tried to rephrase the question as well, Brian. But I hear what you're asking and I hear what he's saying as well. His answer is actually not wrong. It's the right answer. It's what the way he's answering it is the way he's experienced it. But in the eyes of other people, he was the guy who's made it.
Who's made it.
Yeah, but yeah, no, he was just a
like
guy
he's still
passionate about
but
music.
Remember, made it. Yeah, you're right. But I've made it in terms of what?
In terms of you being able to get.
Remember, DJing that time is not big as it DJing now.
But and you know it's not. But and yet you're still able to get paid of. It may not be enough, but you are getting paid of it.
Guys, can't let me tell you something.
Unless you were not getting paid.
No, I was not even aware that it's a salary.
Yeah.
Like now, go to Mangyo DJ. I must. When like now, Mongati toka say I propose to 3,000, and her saying, okay, the 3,000 I must give 2,000 to my wife, my kids. Back then it was not like that. It was money and it was a lot of money.
Okay, so let me put it to you like this, right? On a weekend, was there ever, like, let's say, in a weekend back then, were you playing every weekend?
Yes, most
you.
of the time.
Do you play every weekend now?
No.
Exactly. Right? So that's where I'm going to now. You were playing every weekend there. Like, in our world, in the DJing world, if you're able to be that guy that plays every weekend, we are saying to you, you've made it. Because now people are, they want you every weekend.
My teacher, me and you, we disagree who made it. I'm saying to you back then, it was not about made it.
Yes,
it was
world.
all about when unengoma enjani.
In your world.
Back then it was all about Africanism. I'm making like Africanism example because it was the biggest thing that, like, if where I got 5,000, like I need a petrol ban. It talk about delivering. You know, we were occupied about getting new music. We're not occupied being a celebrity or being. I've played in Cape Town, Lesotho, what. You understand? It was all about music. That's what I'm trying to say to you. It was all about music. It had nothing to do Noguti. I've made 5,000. Talk me I used to make a kick like like there were times where I charged 20,000 back then. 20K back then. But if you can ask me what happened to that, man, it's music. It went straight to vinyls.
Yeah.
Tina, because we believed you must invest, you must get vinyls. I've got, hey, number.
Yeah.
You know now, we go, no, as an about petty number. You call Viniguna. It was all about music. It had nothing to do with I must wear Gucci or what or a nice take. Because women by then, they didn't love your Gucci. No? They loved DJs. No DJ yakuthala whether was a short. So that's what I'm saying to you. I understand your question, but I'm saying to you, I didn't have that time to
focus on
other things like I'm a celebrity. Now I must behave in a certain way. At that time, there were no celebrities.
Yeah.
Celebrities where there's this chick begins to Cassella. Bonang is not my generation. No figure after. You understand? Like those were women that mawuhlangana nabo nje ukuthi uvele sozo to love TV. But not in a layer manje umuntu uvela ngeGucci, Nike, like I'm a Cape Town, I'm a Durban, you know, people I used to do those things, Jam. I used to go to Cape Town, I used to go to Durban, I'm a geek.
Do you think then there was a period where the calls were not coming in anymore?
Not exactly until 2008, and it was not about DJing. It just I went through breaking up with somebody. And then things turned. It had nothing to do with DJs.
So your personal issues or personal breakup, it then affected your...
Yeah, you know why? Because remember that when you're happy with someone, you tend to somewhere link numbers, and that person was working, and I was like, look, babe, I've got this opportunity of a contract at MTN. Let's port the numbers. I'm like, oh, port? What's port? Like, you take the number to a new contract. Yeah, let's do that. Why not? Because nobody plans that tomorrow I'll break up with someone. And then in 2008, I did that, only to find out later that we break up, and then she stopped paying that number. That's when the breakdown. Imagine that number.
Oh, so you stopped getting calls?
Yes, from that number.
Ish. How long did that? Ish. So you missed quite a huge chunk of bookings.
Lord. Imagine from you today, you see me here. Tomorrow you want to tell me I love you. You don't find me. That's how the all things started. And then there was a recession. Recession was 2008. A lot happened.
And this time now, since now you're losing now the financial gains.
Now we as booze guti wanga sathola maki.
You know, I knew. Imagine when you meet someone, a CEO of some company. Hey, Doc, we've been trying to call you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hey, Doc, we've been trying to get a hold of you.
What's going on?
And so, sometimes you get someone who says, I tried calling you, you're not available. I
give it to somebody
else. Yeah, you can't keep. But imagine that number is dead.
But now, how does the stopping now Yoktolama gigs? How does now it affect you?
And remember, when you stop gigs, you stop. Basically, you can't pause.
Yeah.
You're on depression. At that time, you didn't know it's depression.
But you went through it.
I think so.
Yeah.
And then there's no bookings. You've got a new number that I'm using today. That is not receiving any call.
Because people don't know
it. Don't know the number. And then every time when you go, everywhere you go, people say, hey, man, hey, man, you know?
Yeah.
And when you call the having phone, it's all included.
So there was no time where you got yourself in situations where either you had substance abuse.
Not exactly. It's alcohol. I mean, I drink.
You only had booze. That's it.
We all drink either way.
Yes, but you never.
No, not exactly.
Nothing more than that.
Okay, let me tell you this good story. You're from the township, and there's substances. Let me talk about drugs. And then during the day, you live in the north. We live with these people, celebrities. They're taking drugs. At that time, I used to ask myself a question. Where the hell am I going to get this if I'm tasting this shit? Because in the township, they were not drugs. And I have to go back.
Township,
that was even before.
Oh, yeah?
That was even before. So drugs were in the CBD, Joburg CBD.
Yeah.
And then you go to these clubs, and then people are taking drugs like heavily. So what helped me also, that's, I always tell, the downfall and the good point is that the good point is I didn't take drugs. The downfall is that I lost so many jobs. Because remember, when people are playing, you have to be in the township. Uyodlala emshadweni, DJ wasemshadweni. But while people mabahleli dropping kanje, there's a DJ competition, sifaka abantu tomorrow. That's how I missed out on a lot. But also this thing, it came negative and positive. Because negative was I didn't take drugs because I didn't know what the fuck I'm gonna get this thing. Do you get what I'm saying?
In your day to day,
Like in my like you just imagine people are taking drugs. I know a lot of teachers, celebrities, good friends of mine taking drugs. I'm like, where the hell I'm gonna get this if I'm in the hood?
Let me not even start.
Let me know. So that's how it worked.
Koti, what's next for you?
To be quite honest, I'm 9 to 5 guy now.
Yeah, shout out to that song that you released.
Oh yes,
Buile or Seka Buile or Seka Buile.
Buile, and then I've got another one. I want to tell people that sometimes it's not about pushing yourself so hard. Don't be hard on yourself.
Yeah.
Don't.
I like that.
If you don't have energy, don't do anything. Just relax.
Go with what you feel.
Yeah. Don't put. We are a generation that people we are being told to push yourself. Right now, I'm at the point where I'm still enjoying the fact that I'm working. 9 to 5, running after track. But like you said, where to from now? I don't know.
Yeah.
Because nobody knows where to. Even if I can ask you where to, you don't know. You just know that you must leave.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow there can be a good opportunity. Tomorrow there can be. But what is important to people, don't be hard on yourself.
Don't be hard on yourself.
Don't.
Yeah.
Life is something else. Don't be hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because the God that we pray to doesn't want you to be hard on yourself. Because tomorrow you can wake up, you go somewhere, you light a cigarette, some millionaire comes and say, hey man, are you good? I'm good. Hey, you start talking. Look, I've got a company that deals with what, only to find out that company wants podcast, they offer you 10 million. That's how life works.
True.
So people must stop being hard on themselves.
How would you like to be remembered?
Okay. With me, Jam, I don't want to lie to you. What you see is what you get.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the day I die, you'll be laughing. Like, I remember Koti said this. Me, I'm not a fake person.
Yeah.
I want to be remembered as somebody. I want to be remembered as somebody that made sure that when I'm around, I give you positive energy.
Yeah.
You understand? I want you to sit and say, like, if we were recording with Koti, maybe we should be, even if you are angry at something, somebody is just slow and say, oh, if Koti was here, that's what I want.
Whether it's through music or just the personality yakho, nje kube mnandi.
Imagine wena manje.
Yeah.
Uthe 1 hour sesinoma hours man salut editor la ale kanyiwa la nobenibuzana lesicima usikayenza, you know, because it was supposed to be now it's 3 hours now.
Yeah.
But we're talking, we feel like now we're talking.
Yeah.
Even the producer starts saying I can't.
Yeah.
Because you can have 5 hours and then
Lalela Koti mfana, as I'll mina I've got a huge amount of respect for you from back then. I love your positive energy. I love the person that you are. I want to let you show Guti. You just want to see people happy. We've been happy since Ufigile, like saying you just made us happy. As we go and buy stuff, and you know we just having fun. You are that person, you know, and I know Guti Ipupolako is just you want to see everyone happy around you, whether it's your kids or your friends or your family. And I respect you for that, you know. I often worry about people like you because you become so concerned about me as opposed to you.
it hurt me so badly.
Yeah, your happiness,
Yeah.
you know.
And just to add on that, sorry. Right, esiyavala lento eyavala mara mina ngitshelile soyiqeda. Njam it ungitshela story. A simple thing in empilweni, ne? Mina I love people and I love people with positive vibes. Yeah, when mafika la everybody is excited about you. And then ngafunda ukuthi empilweni you must just associate yourself with people who mawuvela ungabaxaphi la mawuvela ujabule nabo noma ngabe 10 minutes uhambe, because those moments they mean a lot.
Yep.
Yabona mangena la everybody's excited. Ka. You understand? We go out, we come back, we laugh, we smoke, cut, I must go home. But that doesn't mean good mina now a friendship etiphelile. Ngabuya futhi later ngidonse ngikupita sentence ngene. You understand? Because my job engicabanga ukuthi uNkulunkulu ngiphe yona nje mina is to make sure ukuthi omunye umuntu right.
Ujabule.
No, I'm just going through a lot, but I just want to see people happy. That's like I'm going through a lot, but I just want to see people happy. Yeah, now mangibona ujabulile, mangibona amachita zamile hustling yenu sonke sihasila, yabona akunamuntu omelo omunye, we are here, akunamuntu sithi angisezi, we trying to make a living, but the living le mangilala izongijabulisa because you made me feel like a better person. Nami ngizolala ngithi esana kunabantu bang-appreciate than surrounding myself with people abazothi hayi wena hey iteki lakho linjani or umuntu afile ngathi yena unemali yabana. Yes, but thank you my dog.
DJ Koti was in the building. It was such a pleasure to have him. Mfana awuthi ngicela ngawe fucked up, yeah?
Too much.
Yeah.
And the guys, please don't stop, ne?
Yeah.
The journey might not be easy, but I'm glad the hospitality, you know, it's 0-0. Hospitality,
yeah.
With you guys, it's just that you get here, go home.
Yeah.
We all taking one.
Yeah.
And there's no luxury, but in Krizo's Avantu they say a lot. Doggy?
Yeah, it's good it's a good reunion, eh? It's been
like
decades
South Africa, sonke sifuna impilo. Siyazula nje. Mar let me tell you something, guys. Don't stop what you're doing.
Yeah.
Anything is possible in
Yeah.
Nami ngene la ngabasekhaya.
Yeah, man.
And I thank you ukuthi ngifike ni ready.
Yeah.
Ama camera ready. Sangantangantake.
Yeah.
But often movele TV. Ay movele TV ngathi enye la.
Okusalayo siyalingana khona manje.
Oh, short. Guys, thank you so much. Please watch.
Yeah.
But
I appreciate it.
Don't forget that one sonke namagents.
Of course.
Yeah.
Like it's totally a big house in
Yeah, yeah.
And discuss. I guess I have a podcast.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah. Get the wall, James. I mean, 200.
Yeah, and get the crowd in there and do it live.
Yeah, like not even the crowd dog. But what I'm saying is, tola machita.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, HertzNTales coming to an end. We will see you on the next episode. Thank you, Sanganyo. Tanko. Peace.
Tanko.
Sure.
Hasn't 3 hours.